The following is a special presentation of the World Baseball Classic.
And welcome back to Mexico as the World Baseball Classic continues on a do-or-die night. For Venezuela, an opportunity to guarantee themselves a second round if they can come away with a win. For Mexico, it is do or die. Any chance they have of moving on requires them to pick up a victory in this game against Venezuela. So, that's what's at stake. Puerto Rico has already guaranteed themselves a round two. Venezuela 1-1, Italy 1-2, and Mexico 0-2. The top two teams advance, and tonight we may find out who that second team is going to be. I'm Gary Thorne along with Jose Mota. Welcome. Great to have you back with us here. Will this be the final game in this pool? Well, it will be if Venezuela can come away with a win. And against Mexico, they got a good shot because Mexico has not played very well.
They have a shot at 0-2. What else could you be asking for played at home? So the intangibles, the crowd, the whole country, and the flag, use them to your advantage. But the time is now for the tangibles to happen, because that is Adrian Gonzalez. Gary is 0 for 9. He has seen enough pitches by now. At times, you can see that swing there. He's in between, a little bit too late, sometimes way too early, and of course, trying to do a little bit too much. But he needs the support of Amador, Verdugo, and the rest of that lineup to support him. But for Adrian, the time is now. Run prevention also makes a huge impact here today because, of course, we know if they win, they got to keep the score real low.
So Venezuela comes in 1-1. They've had a game where they've been shut out, another game where they have scored 11 runs. Which team will we see in this game?
We'll see a team without Salvador Perez, who is the guy that pretty much has led them on the offensive side in consistency, providing the leadership behind the plate and the lone home run. He pretty much got them going and on the board, but he is out because of the feisty Italian style of play. His teammate Drew Butera runs into him. It's only knee inflammation. He should be playing within a week and a half to 2 weeks. He is excited also about the opportunity that his replacement gets, and that is Robinson Chirinos, a steady backup in the big leagues.
So these are the numbers this Venezuelan team put up against Italy. They hope to repeat. They've got Altuve, the hit machine, at the top. Cabrera picked up a hit in that game. Escobar, a couple and 3 RBIs. Gonzalez, a big 3 for 5, and none better than Prado with the first 5-hit game in World Baseball Classic history. So, will it be those numbers or the 0 that they put up in the first game? You gotta love the sombreros. Unless, of course, you got a V on the top of your hat, then you're hoping the victory's gotta go there. Now they're gonna play it on the field. Cheer 'em on, young man. In this pool, it will happen if Mexico wins this game. Then what happens is the games played against Puerto Rico are taken out. These three teams, you look at the matchups that they have had, what matters is that column on the right. The team with the most runs allowed per inning is eliminated. Right now that would be Mexico. And then the playoff game tomorrow would be Venezuela and Italy. Now that can change based on what happens in this game.
Yes, you are aiming to get a victory, Team Mexico, especially to get to the 1-2 mark, but also you got to keep the score down on the opponents. Pile up some runs. Venezuela comes in with a 9.42 ERA, which means they have allowed a ton of runs, but that doesn't make a whole lot of difference. It's just make sure you keep the opponent quiet, but certainly to be 0-2 and in this situation and to be at home, come on, use that to your advantage.
And again, Mexico has to win this for that tie-breaking scenario to come into effect. And here is their starting lineup. It'll be Esteban Quiros, Luis Urias, and Adrian Gonzalez. You see Brandon Laird, the 2 for 4 that he had against Puerto Rico. Verdugo, Amador, Navarro, Cruz, and, of course, doing the catching. Carrillo's going to be in there for this game. And that's what they face.
Yusmeiro Petit currently with the Angels on a minor league contract, but boy, through the years, Gary, we know how valuable he is as a long man, as a spot starter, and for a guy that's vying for a big league job, he is more than ready. In fact, the Angels gave him the honor of starting the very first exhibition game on February 25th, and he looks really good. So what does he need to bring here tonight against Mexico in this ballpark? Pound the corners. We have seen throughout this tournament, you stay consistent, you're going to get those calls. Off-speed strikes are a must. It could come on call strikes or on swings and misses, but you need the off-speed to get you back and out of counts. And of course, you can vary the eye level. Even though he runs the ball sinker down and sliders and changeups, he can use a fastball up around the letters just to set some things up.
So D is ready to go, and so are we, as Quiros will stand in. Esteban Quiros has had a couple of hits, 3 at-bats, 2 RBIs, including 1 home run that he has hit in this World Baseball Classic pool. Coming in to this pool for Mexico, they have had just 2 home runs. They have been outscored 19-13 so far in the 2 games played. We're underway. That will be fouled off outside of first base and a strike. Quiros getting the start in right field in the ball game. As we mentioned, it is a cool evening here. It's 66 degrees to start the game. There's no wind blowing at the moment. For those who may not have been with us for other games, this is a ballpark that is a mile high, and like Denver, the ball carries here. You get it up in the air, and we've seen a lot of home runs that have just kept on going.
And the first one we saw came from the man at the plate immediately. First batter, 3-1 count, opposite field against Italy.
Quiros has got some power. Stands in now with the 1-ball-1-strike count. Petit, the veteran right-hander, will get the pitch in. It'll be a little bit high, and he will fall behind on the count to it.
That's not a bad pitch to set up your sinker and your changeup for Petit, that is known as a guy that is above average when it comes down to getting the first pitch strike and turning those into his counts.
Petit's delivery to him, and that'll be lashed in the air down the line in left field. See how far this one carries at the wall, but it is going to be hauled in. Herrera is over there to get it on the warning track. Quiros is retired. So 1 fly ball to start the ball game. The outfielders playing deep as they have been throughout the pool play here. And those outfielders we will see: Herrera, Inciarte, and Gonzalez. Prado, Escobar, Altuve, and Cabrera on the infield. Chirinos is going to do the catching. Victor Martinez is the DH. Coffee's arrived, so we're good for a couple of games, even though we only have 1 to do.
You said 2 more. Good for you.
We will see.
I know exactly what you mean.
1 down. Here is Urias, who will take the pitch for a strike. Young star who's had limited playing time for Mexico in this series, but he's going to have a lot of playing time as his career moves around. He is 1 for 1. That'll go toward short. He's got outstanding speed. Escobar up. You see Escobar had to hurry that, realizing the speed the young man has. 2 down.
Also, it's good to see Escobar get back into a groove on the defensive side. He's had a couple of issues with the turf and getting his feet out of whack and not set up properly, and also with his arm angle, which at times has gotten away from him. But nice job charging this ball. Now you're playing that 3rd game on this turf. You have a pretty good idea of what you need to do in getting around that baseball.
2 down, nobody on, and Adrian Gonzalez comes to the plate. Gonzalez, as we mentioned in the open, looking to get out of the over. He's had an 0 for 9, a couple of strikeouts. So he's been able to put the ball in play, but just did not have enough swings coming into the pool play really to say that he was ready. But you want that bat in the lineup, and you hope for the best from him. And tonight's the night they'd like to get it. Pitch is a strike at the knees on the outside corner.
For Adrian, his response has always been, hey, I'm the one that decided to come. Few at bats or not, want some responsibility on carrying that flag for Mexico, and producing time is now.
And the pitch will be taken inside. You notice Petit is working out of a stretch, as Jose said, he is both a reliever and a starter, and chooses, rather than going into any kind of a starter kind of motion, he uses the set position. We'll see if he tries to quick pitch once in a while when nobody's on base. Pitch on the way, hit in the air, center field. That ball's going to be near the wall and just on the warning track. Gonzalez gave it a ride, but a 1-2-3 inning for Petit. He retires the side in order, 0 for 10. You can tell by the look on Gonzalez's face, it's like, what have I got to do? Well, Venezuela's probably favored in this game, not just because of the way Mexico has not particularly played well here in the pool, but because they're probably, if you look man for man, a better ball club talent-wise. We'll see. Altuve will lead it off. Altuve, a couple of hits and 8 at-bats. Pitch to him is going to be on that inside part of the plate, but missed. Mendoza, the right-hander, 33 years old. We'll get the numbers on him here in a minute. Prado and Cabrera will follow. There you see Luis Mendoza, the starter, on the mound. 1-0 delivery on the way. Altuve down to third base, short hopped by Laird, and makes the play. We welcome those of you who were watching the USA game as the United States has beaten Canada. They move on as the #2 seed coming out of their pool into the second round. And congratulations to Team USA. So they'll be interested viewers of this game to see exactly what's going to happen with the two teams coming out. Puerto Rico is already the #1 seed out of this pool.
Certainly, and Dominican, a big win today over Colombia. A hard-fought win in extra innings. It's really two big powerhouses on the way to the next step.
Martin Prado up, and he will take the pitch up high for a ball. What a big game he had. 5-hit game in the last outing, so he's now gone 5 for 8 in the first 2 games, and he has picked up 3 RBIs. Mendoza also out of the set position, and that pitch will come inside to him.
If you and I were keeping a spray chart right now just about this tournament, the best looking one will be on Martin Prado, who has hit line drives all over this ballpark here in Jalisco.
Outfield playing him deep pretty much straight away on this at bat on Prado. He'll get down to third, and that one is going to be fouled off.
You saw that swing, one in which he's saying, let me load up. It is a good hitter's count. Let me try to get something up in the air and spin it. But he will gradually just tune it back and have the ability to become a 2-strike hitter and a 2-strike approach, even when the count is not at 2 strikes.
Prado getting the start at third base. He has struck out only once. He has drawn 1 walk. Mendoza's delivery to him, and a big cut and fouled off. Team-wise, the numbers you're looking at with Venezuela coming in, they're hitting .299, but opponents have hit .310 against them. The Venezuelan team has been outscored 21-11 in the first 2 games played, and an enormous ERA of 9.72 for the Venezuelan staff. Mexico, they are coming in having been outscored 19-13. Their ERA 7.41. Swing and a miss on a pitch away, and Prado goes down. First strikeout for Mendoza. Here's the rest of the lineup for Venezuela. After Prado, you got Altuve, Prado, and Cabrera. Then Gonzalez, Victor Martinez, Udubo Herrera, Alcides Escobar, Endar Enciarte, and Robinson Chirinos, who is going to be doing the catching. We told you about the 5 for 5 picked up by Prado in the last game.
You know, we saw a little bit of rain in between games 1 and 2, and I think right now that moisture just still exists in the air. Gary has been quite productive and favorable to the pitchers, both in keeping the ball in the ballpark and the grips that we're getting on the spin of the baseball.
Pitch will be taken by Cabrera. Cabrera's 2 for 7 as the Triple Crown winner stands in against Luis Mendoza. Mendoza's 33 years old. Pitched in the major leagues previously. He too with that long set, and again he will come inside.
It's a pretty good idea. Keep those feet moving. Venezuela finally found the offense consistency they were looking for in the last ball game.
Cabrera with a 2-0 count. Mendoza pitched in Japan last year, 7-8, 3.88 earned run average. His delivery on the way. Cabrera got one to drive. That's going to go to center, but not deep. And it'll be handled by Verdugo easily. So both pitchers start out with a 1-2-3 inning. We've completed one. We'll remind you throughout. Any hope Mexico has of moving on, they have got to win this game. We go to the second inning. Brandon Laird will be leading it off for Mexico. Our umpiring crew for the major leagues. Quinn Walcott has the plate. Doug Eddings is at first. Michael Ula is at second base. And Santos Castillo out of the Dominican Republic is at third. And the delivery, a check swing. A look down to first base, did not go around. Laird 2 for 9 and an RBI for Mexico so far in this pool play. Petit, the veteran, try and keep you off balance as he'll speed up, slow down coming out of that stretch. It's one of the things that's happened in the past few years for relievers and even starters now. When you're working out of this stretch, if there's nobody on base, you can't balk. So sometimes they'll come to the stretch and go right straight through it without stopping.
Just a quick pitch.
Yeah, a quick pitch to keep the timing off. Strike on the outside corner, and then they'll go back to actually holding it like you would if there was a runner on base. So hitters have to be really alert and alive for that, or they get surprised. Let's see if either of these two pitchers working out of that sort of a set do that. Laird, well, he'll take the pitch outside. Little slider movement on that one, and a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
If you think about it, Yu Darvish does it constantly. Started the game, nobody on.
Yeah.
And his mentality is, if I have to make the most stressful pitches and important pitches out of the stretch, why not get in that mentality, in that mode right away? Correct?
Makes sense.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's taught enough, or at least put into the minds of certain guys at an early age at any level, and especially in the minor leagues. The most important pitches you'll ever make under duress are from the stretch. Why not practice that in a game when there's nobody on? Learn more about delivery, what you need to do, deception, and of course, sacrifice velocity.
Brandon Laird waiting on it. Check swing. Did he go? No. And he will go down to first base as a result. So Laird will pick up the walk and becomes the first base runner of the ball game.
It's been a good day for fly balls, and because of that moisture I'm talking about, this could be easily with 3 runs on the board. There's one that stays in the ballpark. 2 days ago, that's way gone. Talk about Agon. He thought he had it. Stays in the ballpark. Miguel Cabrera hits the ball, and when the outfielder's coming in, that tells you that that air right now is a little bit thicker.
Only 1 home run's been hit by Venezuela, and Salvador Perez hit it. He, of course, is injured and out. Only 2 have been hit by Mexico. Timeout asked for. That is a no pitch. Quinn Walcott granted the timeout to the hitter, who was hanging up there in that frozen position a little too long.
As you mentioned, Salvador Perez, he is with his team. Very sorry that he's out of action, but he says it's only inflammation and that he should be playing within 2 weeks.
Good news for Kansas City. Alex Verdugo goes after it, fouls it away. Perez did have x-rays and an examination today and said no structural damage, so that is really great news for him. And he has stayed to cheer his team on, so information, that left leg. Now, K-Rod is out. He's got a leg injury, as he was injured on that very same play, so he is not available. And a reliever, Silvino Bracco, he went out with a hamstring injury earlier in that game. So there are 3 players for Team Venezuela that are not available to them.
And Frankie Rodriguez apparently with a groin injury, because he went down as a cutoff man and made a great play, but eventually had to come out of that game too.
Jesus Flores has been added to the roster. He was the bullpen catcher for the first 2 games. Oh, what a nice little swing that was. A pitch down and away, and so he just took it to center field. And Verdugo is now 4 for 10, and more importantly for Mexico, first 2 are on here in the second inning.
Serve it up just like a little Ichiro Suzuki there by Alex Verdugo, and taking that pitch himself, and that changeup going away and just placing it. Mexico needs these table setters to provide anything they can for the people coming up here.
So here's the first chance for Mexico to see if they can get on the board. Amador, the designated hitter, 2 for 5, and has a home run. He has got power. You look at the size that he brings to the plate. True to the size is the power that he generates.
Impressive power from this wily Mexican veteran.
Pitch on the way to him. Amador will take it on the outside corner for a strike.
When Walcott has done a very good job staying with those pitches as they cross a plate and tilt or cut or sink, and that's something that Petit needs.
Jeffy Amador, 30 years old, native of Mexico, in his first World Baseball Classic. Played in Japan last year in 39 games. Had some injuries that kept him out a lot of it. He got fooled on that one. He went for 1 down and away.
It's a good night to throw breaking balls, isn't it? I mean, they are sweeping away and they are dropping like we haven't seen here before.
This is the first night where you feel as though the pitchers can actually get a grip on those breaking ball off-speed pitchers. It's been so dry, so warm with the wind blowing in the previous games that pitchers have really had to go with change-ups, fastballs, and hope for some sink. 2-strike count. Runners on first and second. A step off and a look back. Laird, the lead runner at second base. Oh, 2 delivery on the way to him, and again reaching, somehow got it. If he hadn't had a long reach, there's no way he's going to get a piece of that one.
Well, you mentioned that because if we look at where Amador stands in the batter's box and what Petit is trying to do to him, he's going to have to use better his legs in order to reach some of those pitches. You can see he's pretty much straight up. Look how much he's got room to work with on the outer hand.
0-2 delivery on the way, and that ball down the line. That's going to be trouble. It will take a hop and hit off the base of the wall and bound away. Laird has scored. Verdugo goes to third. He will stop there as the relay throw comes in. Mexico has the 1-0 lead. Amador the RBI.
And of course, why not use that reach when the pitch is elevated and just allow the ball to dictate what you will do? A proven hitter in this league and throughout baseball in his career. Amador, who is also a crowd favorite. Look at this. Thank you very much. I do not have to go down and get anything. My legs will take care of that with my reach. A great piece of hitting.
So much power. Omar Vizquel already second inning, on his way out to the mound after this 2-bagger and an RBI with Laird crossing.
And Edgar Gonzalez saying thank you very much. We haven't seen this, and thank you, Amador. Take some of that load off the guys on the mound and for sure bring this crowd onto our side here.
Gonzalez has not had a lot to smile about in the first 2 games. They lost on a 5-run 9th inning by Italy against them in the first game, 10-9, and then Puerto Rico beat them by a score of 9-4. So his ball club's not been in the lead very often in games, and they've got the early lead here.
Oh, those leadoff walks.
So 2 more in scoring position. Here is a big at-bat. Navarro. He's gone 3 for 6 with an RBI. Navarro will take it for a strike.
This is a given. Be a good situational hitter. Use the middle of the field. And certainly, all you want to do is make contact here. But that run is yours to take.
Petit trying to work his way around this and taking a little too long getting set. Mexico comes in 7 for 22 with runners in scoring position, and with that Amador hit, they're 1 for 1 in this one. 0-1 count. Runners off, second and third base. Petit's delivery is going to come inside. And Petit's got a jam early on to deal with.
And if you're Mexico, you have to love the matchup and having a number 7 hitter like Efrain Navarro, who does have a very good idea and a long track record in these types of situations.
Navarro's got the outfield, swung a little bit around towards left, opposite way on him. Pitch on the way. Petit got it up, but it's fouled off as he chopped it down the first base line into foul territory. And a 1-ball 2-strike count.
Nice play, nice reach.
Got great crowds here. particularly when, obviously, when Mexico's been playing, but so Puerto Rico fan, a lot of Puerto Rican fans, a lot of Venezuelan fans on hand. They're packed in here again tonight.
And that parade for Puerto Rico again after the game was absolutely beautiful.
As they had a 9-3 win over Italy in the first game today. Pitch tails away. That'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Efrain Navarro. Well, what a chance for Mexico to have a big inning early in the ball game. Navarro has struck out only once in the first 2 games, picked up 1 walk. Petit with a 2-2 delivery to him. Navarro will chop it foul at the plate.
Well, they're working him 28 pitches so far, and this is 1 inning plus. So Mexico with a plan that they've implemented after only 10 pitches by Petit in the first inning. That leadoff walk, some good at bats for Verdugo, Amador, now Navarro himself working a deep count.
Cruz waiting on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Petit really slowing it down with the runners on base.
Got to stay back here.
Yep. 2-2 delivery on the way, and a check swing and a bouncer. Came right up on Chirino, so it caught him in the chest. No chance for the ball to get by him.
Well, no Salvador Perez, but a very solid defender, Robinson Chirinos, who in fact Salvador Perez mentioned today in an interview saying, hey, we have somebody that's called a lot of games in ballparks that are challenging. And of course, he's talking about Arlington.
Yep. 3 ball, 2 strike count. First base open. Pitch on the way to him, and it's not open anymore. So Petit in trouble. Bases are loaded. A run in. That is the 2nd walk he has surrendered in the inning. The first one to Laird is the run that crossed. Now the sack's full. And Cruz coming to the plate.
As Gary mentioned, Venezuela's ERA coming into today 9.72, and run prevention is at a premium here under these conditions and this stage right now.
So Mexico gets one of the better chances they have had in the first 3 games for a big inning. Cruz has gone 1 for 6, has picked up a couple of RBIs. They've not been able to strike him out. Petit's delivery is outside for a ball.
Scary moment last time we saw Luis Cruz, Cochito, in the batter spots when he was struck by a mid-90s fastball coming out of the hand of Edwin Diaz from Puerto Rico, and the ball impacted his right index finger against the bat handle. But here he is. He stayed in the game then, got it all taped up, Gary.
Yep.
And he goes, I am not missing this game for anything.
Chirinos goes out to try and settle down his starter. Petit, minor league deal with the Angels in February. Last year with Washington, 36 games. Cruz on a 1-0 with the bases loaded. He will foul that one back. So Petit able to finally find that strike zone, and he'll go to 1-1. One of the things also happening, not only Mexico getting a chance to score, but Petit's being forced to throw a lot of pitches early on here after retiring the side in order in the first.
With 22 pitches so far this inning with nobody out.
He is piling them up. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Infield a double play depth except at first. That one's going to be foul back. It'll come down in front of home plate because it hit the overhang suspended roof here
in this former track and field stadium.
Unlike some ballparks, Tampa I think of, the ball is not in play when it hits a portion of the suspended structure above the field.
All those catwalks.
Here you see it right there. Hit off that metal portion of that ring that goes all the way around. There we are in the lighted section up top. In the air, left field. That ball is deep. Will it stay in? Yes, on the warning track. Verdugo will tag it. He will score. Cruz will pick up the RBI. And it is a 2-0 lead. But I'm telling you, if this game was being played last night or the night before, that's a grand slam home run. And he thought he had it.
Yes, he did, but certainly they'll take anything right now, and however those runs are going to be coming across, it's a welcome sight here at Charros Stadio. Luis Cruz, professional hitter. Amador, knowing well he cannot take a chance on getting thrown out, stays put at second base. And Mexico is playing as good as we've seen in this one inning on the offensive side.
So that's the first out of the inning. Amador remains at second. Navarro on at first base. Cruz picks up his third RBI in pool play. And Jorge Carrillo stands in with 2 on and 1 down. Double play depth all the way around now in the infield.
See a lot of talk about Carrillo dropping that fly ball recently and turning a big inning for Team Puerto Rico last night, and he's got something in mind. Make the fans, as Mexican fans, forget about that.
AA, AAA last year for Carrillo, 85 games, 272 average. Pitch is going to be taken up high, and Petit evens up the count at 1-1. Mexico gets the early 2-0 lead, and a leadoff walk, as we've seen so often, not just in this World Baseball Classic, but throughout the history of the game, providing a run early. 1-1 delivery on the way. A little late on that one, and a 1-2 count. Bullpen action already, we are seeing it as Jose Alvarado is up in the pen. If Petit continues to throw this many pitches and not particularly effective, he may be out of there early. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Another one came in with some inside movement on it at 85. Stays 1-2.
Able to fight it, and right now Petit is finding way more on the upper part of the zone than he would like to, and where he knows he cannot live.
Fans from Mexico hoping their team can pick up a win here in the pool play and give themselves a chance. 1-2 delivery on the way. Breaking ball he waited on down the line, right field. It's going to stay in play. Runner tags, moves over to third.
Oh, look at the big man go.
He was charging, wasn't he? Amador on the fly ball to Gonzalez.
Oh, I gotta love that.
So Amador moves up. Navarro stays at first base, and there are 2 down.
Well, in a place that used to be known for track and field, how about the big man making the impact on that tag? You go.
We'll tell him you liked it.
Oh, 310 pounds of him.
First and third, 2 away. Top of the order. Quiroz flied out to left field. His first time up. Petit with a chance to get out of it here. With 2 down, and the pitch at the knees for a strike.
Yeah, the type of swing that Quiroz has is quite conducive to one that can make a quick adjustment, because he hits the ball so well to left center field with a lot of authority to the line in the corner at left field. If he stays back, gets something out over the plate, he can drive it the other way solidly.
0-1 pitch on the way to him. Quiroz on the big cut. Got on top of that one and fouls it off at the plate. So count goes to 0-2 on Esteban Quiroz, the 25-year-old out of Sonora, Mexico, in his first World Baseball Classic appearance. Oh, 2 count on him. We'll see if Petit comes after him or tries to get him to go after a pitch, maybe not a strike. Quiroz has had a couple of RBIs so far, and a chopper. It's going to go foul. Petit did a little dance on that dangerously in front of Cabrera, as Cabrera couldn't see the ball.
Miguel Cabrera is always having a great time playing baseball. He's as busy as he can, and making sure the focus kind of shifts here and there, because he says, if I stand one thing and watching the pitch and watching the pitcher, I lock up. So on the defensive side, Miguel Cabrera is always chatting. There he is, talking to the fans. distracting the opponent, talking to the dugout. All fun.
Yogi Berra of our era.
Love that.
Continual chatter. 0-2 count, 2 down. And that one just missed a little bit away. Pretty good pitch, though. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count from Petit. I don't think Miggy would be a very good DH.
Oh, no way.
He couldn't stand it. Not being out on the field, having people to talk to would drive him crazy. 1-ball, 2-strike count with 2 down, first and third. Amador off third base. 1-2 delivery on the way. Breaking ball again. Held off it. And a good stop made by Chirinos that time to keep it from going by.
That was pitch number 30 for this inning for Yusmeiro Petit.
Boy, that's a ton of work. They like these starters to get 4 or 5 innings.
Team Puerto Rico can do that.
Yeah.
Time after time.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. And another one that's going to be fouled off. Out ahead of it that time off the end of the bat. But Kiddo's doing the battle here. The 2-ball, 2-strike count. This is the leadoff batter. And really making him work. Kiddos has a couple of walks that he has picked up, and he has not struck out. First couple of games that he's played in.
Pitches per plate appearance throughout this inning have been remarkable.
Kiddos 2-2. Defenders behind Petit kind of wandering around here, waiting for something to happen. Long at bat. 2-2 delivery. Did it again. Fouls that one off into the seats.
And sent it over to the family section.
And hopefully nobody heard on that. Whenever anything happens over there in that section, the players all take a long look. In fact, some are coming out of the dugout to take a look. That did hit somebody, and that is where family members are. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kiddos. Off first and third, the runners, and that one under his feet. So another full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff batter. So the 7th batter in the inning for Mexico. You see they're all looking over there.
Exactly.
Not sure. Want to know who it was. One of their family members. Wives, children, parents. 3 ball, 2 strike count. The 2 down, the runner at first will be running. Petit's delivery on the way. Kiddos puts it up in the air to right field. That one's going to be deep. Going back, Gonzalez at the wall looking. And goodbye! Home run! Kiddos delivers a 3 RBI shot on a 3-2 pitch with 2 down. And it is 5-0 Mexico.
And let the mariachi play here in Guadalajara to the delight of the so many fans that have been waiting for this type of inning. And what a great finish to a tremendous at-bat.
He has had 4 hits. 2 of them have been home runs. And with that, he's got 5 RBIs in the Classic. What a blow. 5 runs on 3 hits now for Mexico, and Petit unable to keep those runners on base. So they're cleared now with 2 away, and the pitch is away for a ball. Urias at the plate.
Omar Vizquel knows exactly what is at stake if Mexico wins, and you have 3 teams at 1 and 2.
That ball in the air to left center. Herrera will move over and will put it away. So 8 batters come to the plate for Mexico in the 2nd inning. They have a big 5-run inning. Amador double and an RBI. Cruz with a sac fly and the 3-run homer by Kiddos. Well, Mendoza takes a look at the scoreboard. He's got a lead.
take a breather. So let's do this, Luis Mendoza. How about you be efficient with the pitch spread and know that you can spread it out and give your team some innings. Spin the ball and repeat it. Don't set it up only because, as you know very well, with Team Venezuela, you could not fall asleep. There are a ton of professional hitters with some power who can hurt you quickly. So be one pitch ahead. Means, hey, if I miss with this one, what is the next one going to be? Because it happens that quickly.
5-0 lead Mexico. And a strike taken. Gonzalez, 3 for 8 RBI so far in pool play. Carlos Gonzalez batting in the cleanup spot, followed by Martinez and Herrera. Gonzalez getting the start in right field. Shift put on against him here. Here's the 1-1 delivery to him, and the pitch taken up high. For those who hear it the first time, we'll apologize for repeating it, but so you know the continued importance of the game. Mexico wins this game. We get to look at potential tie-breaking rules. If Venezuela wins this game, they are the runner-up second seed to Puerto Rico coming out of this pool. The delivery is a good pitch that had sink on it. Now it's interesting when they move on to this second round where the Dominican Republic and Team USA are going to be. It's going to be winner against winner in the very first games played. So the Dominican Republic is going to play Puerto Rico in the games in San Diego, first game, and then the USA is going to play the second seed that comes out of here to be determined here tonight.
So immediately right back to the championship rematch of 2013, Dominican and Puerto Rico.
That one's going to be fouled off. If we end up with 3 teams being tied, then you go through a rule-breaking procedure that will eliminate one of them, and the 2 left will play tomorrow. We got a long way to go before we have to get into the details of that, but just keep that in mind.
And at that time, please bear with us.
Bear with us. Bring your calculator.
So I know, Gary, you're going to bear with me.
I will.
Just let me know when to stop.
I will. Carlos Gonzalez, and a swing and a miss. Second strikeout picked up by Mendoza.
Oh, he has found it. That's what I'm talking about. You guys spin the ball and you can give it different looks because it has to be north, south, and little east, west, however works for you. And certainly that is only to the delight of his pitching coach, Rigo Beltran, and of course to Fernando Valenzuela, who is a pitching advisor. He's in the dugout.
The prayers have started early for the teams from Mexico.
Never too early, never too late.
No,
never enough.
Victor Martinez, the DH, has had a 1 for 5, and Martinez will take the pitch up, probably a little bit inside as well. 1 down, nobody on here in the bottom half of the second inning. Victor Martinez looking to try and be a table setter here. He has drawn a walk, hasn't struck out in pool play here in Mexico. Herrera waiting on deck, shift on against him as well. 1-0 delivery. Martinez will take it for a strike. And you hear the drums, Fernando.
El Toro, a true charro de Jalisco, Fernando Valenzuela.
He joined quite a group of players in baseball history from Mexico prior to the game. They had a lineup out there of some 20+ players who have made history playing ball for Mexico in both the major leagues and here in the Mexican League. Wanted to call on that one and won't get it.
Got to see old friend Teddy Higuera, Benji Gill, Houston Jimenez.
There were a lot of stars out there. It was quite a collection. Great treat for the fans here from Mexico.
Or Campillo, who used to throw exactly like that. Just a little nibbler on the changeup outside.
2 ball 1 strike count on Martinez. Herrera waiting on deck. Mendoza out of that stretch. And again, up and in. Did he go? Nope. The body went around, but the bat was still on the shoulder.
Which tells you his fastball has enough life late in the hitting zone that hitters have had to commit early. Victor Martinez rarely ever fooled. He had to commit early because fastball is getting a little giddy up as it approaches the zone.
So 3-1. He'll take a walk here if he can get it to try and get something started.
Why not go back to that fastball?
3-1 pitch on the way. Boy, that's what Mendoza didn't want to do. So he will give up the walk, and Victor Martinez will head down to first base, the first base runner for Venezuela.
You know, this might be a case where Mendoza, who has outstanding two-seam fastball, may have to tame down and find out how much his fastball is moving, because the catcher is setting up on the inside, and this is not a bad pitch at all.
Close but not quite on 2.
And he needs to keep in mind, and so does Carrillo behind home plate. Hey, the same fastball, if I call it inside, let's throw it right at his front hip and let it run back over the plate.
Here is Herrera. Herrera, who's 1 for 5. Mendoza's delivery to him came with straight heat right there and got it in there. Mendoza last year, playing in Japan, had a 7-8 record, 3.88 ERA. He was a starter there. 22 starts, 23 games that he appeared in. He hasn't pitched in the U.S. for some 4 years in professional baseball in the United States. Herrera waiting with the runner at first base. That one way inside, drops the bat, gets out of the way. That was an interesting way to avoid a pitch.
He's always a little animated. Outstanding athlete. What a character. Odubel
stands back in with a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Boy, he's put together, isn't he? What an athlete he is. Spark for those Phillies.
Venezuela still looking to get their first hit. 1-ball, 1-strike count. Runner off first base. Martinez not being held. That'll go in the air to right field. Almost where he was positioned. Heroes puts it away.
Have we talked about separation enough, Gary? Not separation from you, by the way.
Although I don't blame you. There'd be no problem.
No, but I'm talking about fastball separation and changeup and all that. So, last pitch is a great swing by Odubel Herrera. He thinks it's got. I mean, Odubel, keep watching what the ball is not doing here tonight before he flipped the bat like that. But it was 80 miles an hour. It spits 86, 88. That ball's out, and that's what I'm talking about, the separation that Mendoza can provide on his pitches.
So 2 away. Martinez remains at first base. Here is Escobar. 2 for 8, 3 RBIs in this classic, and we'll take the pitch for a ball. That bat right there by Herrera tells you how much the ball is not carrying here tonight. I mean,
he seriously thought he got it.
He seriously thought he got it, and that wasn't even close. I mean, that was just to a normal right field position. Escobar waiting on it. Foul territory, which there is a lot of here. Gonzalez running, reaching. Not quite. We have talked about it in other games. The foul territory is enormous. Without knowing the exact measurements, probably more than any other ballpark, except I think it's even bigger than Oakland. Oakland still has a lot of foul territory, but not as much as this.
Well, you can never question the effort. I mean, look at this, as Gary is referring to, and the many corners that are involved also as you round and go and find your way in that foul territory when you actually go on a full sprint.
You don't see corner infielders having a full sprint after a foul ball very often, but you do here. They really have to go, and the outfielders have no chance to get in where that ball landed. Nobody's going to get there from the outfield. 1-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way. That one's going to go to center field. And Verdugo is there to put it away. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 2 complete in a must-win game for Mexico. They're winning it 5-0. First baseman Gonzalez chasing one down. He did get this one. Watch this. On the rebound.
I got it. And out the carom, right off his knee. Stays right with it. That a Bob Boone and Pete Rose action. Remember that one?
I certainly do.
That was a beauty one.
I have the picture. Good play there, but no chance to do that here. So we'll get a new pitcher, as will Ledesma. Here you see the Mexican League numbers: 51 games, at the 3-3 mark. Ledesma on. Petit gave up 5 runs on 3 hits and 2 innings and 2 walks. So not a good start.
Mexico did what they needed to do. And also, how about needing something to do? How about choking up early in the count here for Adrian Gonzalez? Look at this.
Waiting on it. That'll be away for a ball.
Yeah, he's now 0 for 10. And his best swing came in his last at bat when he just missed a home run straight up to center field.
2-0 count on him. He'll be followed by Laird and Verdugo here in the 3rd inning for Mexico. 2-0 delivery, and that one's fouled right straight back.
Gary, that all the in between. How's your swing? I'm in between. That's the worst feeling as a hitter. I'm a little bit too early or I'm a little bit too late. Which of course is timing and when is that foot coming down? He saw that pitch very well, but he was not on time.
Trying to catch the timing in games, obviously, real tough, and that's what he's trying to do. 2-1 delivery on the way to him, and that'll be fouled back a little late on that one.
Much better.
And it's going to be out of play.
In many conversations, I've had the privilege to hear Mike Trout talk about this. And he always says, when I get into trouble, it's just because my foot is not on time.
Want that sombrero. Yeah, I'm coming. Uh-oh. I'm going to get that sombrero.
Here comes Gotti.
That's the best one I've seen. It's your buddy. That's beautiful. 2-ball, 2-strike count. We have seen some great get-ups here at the ballpark. Great thing. I mean, fans just enjoying it.
You got to find me a mask. Santo or Nacho Libre.
Wow.
That fits in a suitcase easily.
Yeah.
Not your sombrero, my friend.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be taken inside. So Ledesma works the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes on the number 3 hitter, Gonzalez.
He can go out there and spread out now and stride as little as possible.
Big packed house here on this Sunday night. Full count delivery, and that's outside, not close. So yet another leadoff walk. Laird got one in the 2nd inning and would score. Now Gonzalez, the only batter for Mexico who did not come up in the 2nd inning, gets a leadoff walk here in the 3rd.
Well, good job. At least you're able to track the pitch better.
Anything to get on, get things started. That's what it's all about. Laird with the 2 for 9 will stand back in. Right now, Venezuela is trying to find their footing in this game. They are going to have an active bullpen with their starter going only 2. Ledesma's delivery, and that's going to be taken down low for a ball by Laird.
Here's what I'm talking about. Look at tapping. 1, 2, 3. Then he lands. Says, well, a little bit better. Still opened up, maybe jumped a little bit, but he was able to see the ball much better all throughout the at-bat.
On at first base, giving Cabrera a little what for down there. 1-0 pitch on the way. Ground ball hit hard to short. Escobar, Altuve, and a double play. Look up tailor-made in the dictionary, and that's the video you're going to see. 6-4-3 on that one, so that eliminates that leadoff walk, and there are 2 down.
Automatic. A well-oiled machine. Those 2 up the middle. Well, that minicamp is something that people were talking about in the offseason when so many of the Venezuelan players got together in South Florida. And its manager, Vizquel, said, word got around before you know it. We're taking infield, outfield, and the whole team shows up.
Had their own minicamp.
All voluntary.
Verdugo will take the pitch outside, and he picked up a single and scored in the 2nd inning. A 5-run 2nd inning for Mexico. Team from Venezuela that Omar Vizquel felt was much better prepared physically, mentally than they had ever been in any of the other 3 WBCs. That has yet to be proven here. There's the mask you were talking about.
Let's go, amigo.
Bring it. That's the one you want right there. Yes, that's what I want. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that.
Don't block. Hey, mask. There you go. Mask wins. You lose.
1 ball, 1 strikeout.
Great time down here. We have to wait again for another WBC.
That's the hard part. It's only once every 4 years.
Yes.
1 ball, 1 strike with 2 away. Over the top. Pitch will be taken inside. And the count goes to 2-1. If there is another game to be played, a tiebreaker, we will have it for you right back here tomorrow.
Yeah, the only reason that would happen is because you'll have 3 teams at 1 and 2.
If Mexico wins this game. Big cut and an uppercut, fouled it off the leg foot, and Verdugo will take a little walk on that one.
Here's something that Team Mexico needs to keep in mind, and a great job by Gonzalez getting on, layered the double play, but you cannot be complacent or sit on that 5-run lead, because that can quickly just dissolve here in this ballpark. And ballpark or not, playing against Venezuela in that lineup they have.
Well, we saw Italy set the stage on that one with a 5-run 9th inning. Ball jammed him a little bit. That'll be fouled away. Verdugo in the Dodger organization. Lives in Tucson, Arizona. Minor league numbers: AA ball, 273 last year. 13 homers, 63 RBIs. He was the 2015 Dodger minor league player of the year, and that was his first full season as a pro.
And Adrian Gonzalez really likes this young Dodger farmhand.
He's only 20. Alex Verdugo. Overhand, and he buried that one and gets the out. The tag is put on. So Ledesma picks up a strikeout, faces only 3 despite a leadoff walk. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. 8-9-1 coming up for Venezuela. We're in our midst. Omar Vizquel is the manager of Venezuela, is going to be on the 2018 ballot for the Hall of Fame. So are these: Chipper Jones, Johan Santana, Jim Thome. Some big numbers there. We don't mean those are the only ones who'll be there, but Vizquel and that group, you would believe, are going to get some serious consideration for the Hall of Fame on the 2018 ballot.
Vizquel talked about it first day here. One of the first questions asked by the Mexican media about his Hall of Fame chances. He goes, "Hey, I really humbly know that my numbers are there. I know exactly what other shortstops have done, and I'm feeling very confident that because of longevity and production throughout the longevity, I have a pretty good chance."
I think he's going to make it.
And I agree.
Yep. Pitch is taken down low, and the count goes to 2-0.
That man, with so many Gold Gloves, especially at an advanced age, he was outplaying some of the younger guys at shortstop.
That is quite a group, though. The foursome we showed you, they are all serious contenders. Pitch is taken inside. Ender Inciarte, his first at bat in the ball game, 1 for 7 here in the Classic. There is Omar, as good a glove player as you would hope to find, and a serious competitor.
Became a hitter in the big leagues.
He's taking all the way. That is going to be in there for a strike. I remember talking with him towards the end last year, in fact, that he played, and I said, "Omar, what do you want to do?" And he said, "I'm going to manage." He's, as you say, he's not one of those guys who hesitates or goes around the bush on stuff.
No.
He'll tell you whether, you know, that's what I think, that's what I'd like. If I get there, fine. If I don't, fine. But I want to manage. He's, of course, coaching first base of the Tigers, but I got to believe his day will come somewhere with the Tigers or someone else as a manager.
He's got the respect of a group of mega superstars.
Yeah.
Understand and respect it. That speaks loudly, especially with a Latin American former player.
And Ciarte goes after it. That's going to be up the middle. Cruz got a tough play, running throw. Oh, mercy. What an arm on that guy. That's a running throw heading into left field.
Made it look way too easy. Suave Luis Cruz had a little bit of an issue at shortstop first game, but second base going to his right. He knew exactly where to start that throw. So with the tail action of it, it would find the glove of one Adrian Gonzalez. Nicely done.
It's right on the money. I call that a Robinson Cano play, because I'm not sure I've seen a stronger arm at second on throws like that where you're going into left field than Cano has.
Some zip
And
on
he
it.
just flips. And the ball comes over there right into the glove, just as Cruz did right there. That's a tough play. Strike taken, 1 down here in the 3rd inning.
Talk to a couple of first basemen that played next to Cano, and they say there's times when we think he's not going to throw it, before you know it's coming right out of his chest.
Yeah, amazing. 0-1 count. And the pitch taken down low. Mexico on top here by a score of 5-0. We're in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Robinson Chirinos doing the catching. Salvador Perez out with the injury. And Inciarte wondering what happened to my hit.
Oh, there's a Cruz there.
Yeah, that's going to be inside. For those who follow the game, I think there's another player coming along who's going to do things like that. I have a chance to see him every day with the Baltimore Orioles, and that's Jonathan Scope. He's a young second baseman who's got a tremendous arm, and he's just developing into the everyday major league player. And boy, I think you're going to see plays like that out of him.
And currently playing for Team Netherlands.
Yeah.
In the 2nd round of their WBC run.
That one is going to be bounced, and the count will go to 3-1 in a meeting.
You're the one, my friend, that told me one day in Baltimore, Jose, just stand behind the cage and watch Jonathan Scope and compare the balls he hits to the Machados, and at that time Nelson Cruz. And you were absolutely right.
Yeah,
and it's loud.
Very loud. And I think it's a perfect place for a young player because he doesn't have to do a lot of things in order to make the team go. You've got Manny Machado, you got Adam Jones, you got Chris Davis, you got Trumbo. I mean, you've got all kinds of great, really good players around you. So as a young player, you can learn and develop.
The guy you see the most is going to be to your right, J.J. Hardy.
Yeah. Draws the walk. That'll be the 2nd surrendered by Mendoza in the game. So
Gary,
with 1 away, runner on, top of the order, Altuve coming up.
Gary, and they have Buck.
And they have Buck Showalter, who helps develop players by keeping some guys under the radar when it's better for them and teaching them how to get it done. And J.J. Hardy, I'll end the story. J.J. Hardy is a coach on the field, the shortstop for the Orioles. And Scope is a learner. He listens, and J.J. talks. And it's a tremendous combination, tremendous learning experience. Pitch is taken up high. Can Venezuela get it going here? They get a walk. They still did not have a hit. 1 down here in the 3rd inning.
Don't take Altuve and his power for granted. 24 home runs for this 5'5" second baseman out of Maracay in Venezuela.
224 hits, 2014. He set the single season record for a Venezuelan-born player, and obviously one of the great numbers of all time when it comes to putting hits up on a board. He can do it. Look at those. Wow. Single season hit leaders by Venezuelan-born players. Altuve, 2 seasons where he's been at the top. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. That's going to be a base hit. That'll go up the middle. Chirinos will make a turn and stay as Verdugo will get it in. So there's the first hit. And if you're going to pick somebody in the lineup to get it, Altuve would have been the one, and he does.
You're right. 225 season in 2014, followed by a 200 hit season in 2015, and then the last one was the 216. As hard as it is to hit in the big leagues today, you would not expect to see that time after time from a guy who's 5'5".
He can do it, and so can Prado. Prado struck out his first time up, 5 for 9 now in the series. 1 down, 2 on. Infield will look for the ground ball to get 2. Mendoza. First time he's had a runner down there at second base. And the pitch is there for a strike.
What a great man to have in the batter's box right now. And the way he's been swinging the bat.
Oh, 1 the count. Shortstop Urias moves in behind the runner. Little roller. That's went off the foot. And ouch.
That's 3 times tonight.
Wow, he's really limping on this one.
And of course, Mendoza going, I'm going to continue to go up there. Second bigger swings today. Watch how big his swing has gotten today. It'll pull up, and that's what he's getting more in the top half of the baseball than we saw yesterday when he was squaring the ball off. And yes, he's a little upset. It's 3 times tonight.
Got the guard on there, but it doesn't make it feel a whole lot better. 2-strike count on Martin Prado. Rios down at second base. Altuve on at first. Outfield deep, swung around to right. Big gap in left center field. Is that protector? And that's where he goes. Base hit. And making the turn at third base. Serenos is going to be sent home. Runner's going to go to third, and a run is in. RBI for Prado. And now it is a 5-1 game as Venezuela gets on the board.
Well, a great play by the second baseman Cruz has at least stopped one runner from getting aboard in front of that walk. A single by Altuve, and now Martin Prado really cuts things down after the big swings we're talking about. Look at this. Right on the baseball and getting the middle to the bottom side of the baseball to get that spin.
So he's got 4 RBIs here in pool play. Mr. Rios, who drew the walk, takes the big turn and would score easily. That's kind of the old-fashioned way of driving a ball the other way. Used to be hitters would kind of pick the back leg up, pull it back a little bit, which forced the body to lean in and hit the ball out. And that's the way Prado did it at that time, picking that back leg up and hitting off the front foot.
This guy right here is pretty good at that, and so is Jose Altuve. He'll drag the back foot to clear the hips in a different direction, to get the hands also on a different plane.
Cabrera flied out to center field first time up. Takes the cut, it'll go to short. Urias is there. Cruz, 1, relay over to first, and they turn the double play, and that is a big one. A run in on a couple of hits, no errors, 1 left on base. The double play will end it, though. Cabrera hits into it. The RBI picked up by Prado has put Venezuela on the board. And if a double play was ever needed, Mexico needed that one, and they got it. Cabrera hitting into that double play to end the last half inning with a run on 2 hits in the inning for Venezuela. Now we go to the 4th. Amador up. The Desmond's pitch outside.
Looked like Miggy was a little gassed here because of the elevation after that nice sprint to first base.
He almost avoided the double play.
Look at him here. Maybe get some air.
1-0 count. Navarro, then Cruz coming up. Amador will take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Amador an RBI, picking up a double in the second inning. Ledesma coming on to pitch as Omar Vizquel looking for some help out of that bullpen to hold down Mexico. Amador to left. Ball stays up, and Herrera's right there to put it away.
Well, we saw the last double play where we talked about with Miguel Cabrera, and with a young infielder like Luis Urias, the one thing you learn is I like the position, but now he stays back in this ball. Look at this. That ball almost eats him alive, and thank you for a good arm by your second baseman. That is a double play. Ball comes up, hits him in the chest, and what I'm talking about is he'll learn through the years experience that he has to come and get that baseball before that causes more problems for him.
That one almost bounced off the chest, didn't it?
That's the risk you take on more bounces by a baseball around the infield.
Everett Navarro up, and the pitch is going to be there for a strike. The defensive change made as far as second and shortstop in this game, putting Cruz at second base, Urias at short.
Navarro has had some very good at-bats throughout this tournament.
Navarro will take that pitch inside. He picked up a walk and scored. Big second inning. 5 runs in the inning. On the line score, 5 runs, 3 hits for Mexico. 1 run on 2 hits for Venezuela. It was a double by Amador, RBI, sac fly Cruz, and then the 3-run homer by Quiroz. Again over the top, bounces that one outside. And the count goes to 2-1. Left-hander's delivery on the way, and that'll be a line drive dead center field. Moving over to make the catch is going to be Inciarte. Navarro is retired. Frozen rope on that one, 2 down.
Tell you what a great job by both outfielders. Left field, Herrera tracking down the line drive by Amador, and now in center field, Inciarte, one of the best in the game, in getting to that line drive. And as we've talked about, it's not easy, Gary. This is not easy for you to pick up the baseball with all the white and the structure of this ballpark.
You have to see it coming off the bat, or you're in real trouble.
And stay with it all the way.
Yeah. Here is Cruz, 2 down, nobody on. Luis Cruz, sac fly, RBI. Do love this ballpark. It holds about 15,500 or so. It's a very pretty ballpark, very clean, very fan friendly. Lots and lots of food kiosks, beautiful all the way around.
Beautiful people all around here.
Yeah, really pretty.
Great environment.
Yeah. And fans really enjoy it, and they have packed it in here on this Sunday night. And that pitch is going to be outside corner for a strike. That will even it up at 1-1 on Cruz.
Open stance. He'll start facing the pitcher, and just in time, the trigger points to get back into hitting position on time.
1-1 delivery out in front of the off-speed pitch. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Luis Cruz. 1-2 delivery to him. That's going to go to short. And off the glove and into left field. Cruz will make a big turn here. Ball is retrieved by Herrera, who will run it back in. So Cruz is on with a base hit with 2 down here in the 4th inning.
And the beloved Cochito Cruz giving the crowd something to talk about. Playing terrific defense. Already a sac fly, and now this smash to the right of Alcides Escobar.
Ledesma does a full 360 after the ball went by Escobar.
Son, that ball was torched. Yep.
Hit number 4 for Mexico. 2 down in the 4th inning. Carrillo coming to the plate. The catcher flying out to right field. His first time up. Jorge Carrillo now. Try and keep the inning going. You've got a lot of 2-out RBIs in this pool here in Mexico by all of the teams.
Oh, the amount of walks that have turned into runs, the amount of errors that have turned into runs in bigger innings, the amount of hit batsmen that have turned into runs. It's amazing.
It is. It's been like every game. And all of the teams have had good numbers with runners in scoring position. Pitch to him, and that'll be swung on and missed. 0-1 count. He'll turn the order over if he can get on base. Kiddos waiting on deck.
Boy, mighty Puerto Rico. How amazing were they with runners in scoring position and just setting the table up and down.
And Puerto Rico's had, they've gone 3-0, and they're moving on to the 2nd round to play the Dominican in the first game in the next pool. 0-1 pitch on the way, jammed him. And a 2-strike count.
Team Italy went down today, but always fighting.
And they're waiting the outcome of this game because they are potentially one of the teams that could be involved. If Mexico is able to come away a win, you'll have those teams we talked about who would be 1 and 2. Venezuela, Mexico, Italy. Step off, look over, no throw made.
So think about Marco Manzieri, their manager, who this is his last chance at managing. And just what is going through his mind right now.
Retiring and don't know if he'll manage another game or not. That's got to be tough. Italy's manager. 0-2 the count with 2 down. Pretty good lead at first. Runner not going anywhere though. And that one will be chopped foul. And a 2-strike count. 27-year-old working behind the plate in this ball game. A ball, Double-A ball, Triple-A ball last year for him in the Mets organization now.
There are plenty of Mets all over the World Baseball Classic.
0-2 delivery to him. Swung on, missed, tag put on, and gets the strikeout. So Ledesma gets his second strikeout, no runs, a base hit, 1 left on. When we come back, the cleanup batter, Gonzalez, will be at the plate. A 5-1 lead for Mexico. That ended up being a grand slam home run. Now, see, that's a pretty decent day.
How about walking off for that grand slam? Even better.
My goodness.
He said that day the ball looked like a softball floating in there.
He was tagging it, barreled up on everything. Here he is. He'll go after the first pitch. Mendoza's getting the job done. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Has given up only a run and 2 hits. Gonzalez, a strikeout victim, his first time up. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Played in the 2013 Classic. The Gorillas on the move here. You want that mask?
No.
Good choice.
I'll turn that one down.
Down to first base. That'll be handled on the hop. And the out recorded. So 1 away.
He's busy.
Yep, he's busy.
Gary, he's calling.
He's all over the place. The Gorilla's been in the stands, on the field. He's a leader of the cheering department for Team Mexico. It's too bad nobody has a good time at the ballpark.
No, not at all here. And to see the youngsters too.
Yeah.
With their parents and families coming in here and having a great time.
They do.
And to see Senor Gorilla.
A lot of fans want to celebrate here on both sides. All kinds of flags are in the ballpark for all 4 of the ball clubs involved here in this pool. Here's Victor Martinez, and Martinez will take that one for a strike. Martinez drew a walk his first time up. Oh, 1 count, 1 down. Shift on against Martinez. Mendoza. That one will be taken outside. 80-mile-an-hour delivery on that one. Mendoza still well within the pitch count here on the limitations.
49 so far.
Yeah.
You pitch into the 4th inning. You're doing something right here at WBC in this first round.
1-1 delivery to Martinez off the fist, popped it up. That'll be near the mound, and since nobody else was going to get there, Mendoza says, I can do that.
Why
and he
not?
does.
Who says a pitcher can't catch a fly ball? How many times do you see a play like this and you see the pitcher veer off because somebody told him that he has to veer off and not catch pop-ups? Mendoza, you let everybody know pitchers can catch a pop-up, please.
No problem with that at all.
I think also he was quite aware as to where everybody was.
Yeah.
Where Victor Martinez hit.
So 2 quick outs here in the 4th inning. And here's Herrera, who flied out to right field his first time up. Mendoza's doing a heck of a job holding down a real good Venezuelan lineup. Only 2 hits. And that pitch will be taken for a strike. So lots of mascots around the ballpark.
They're getting brighter and brighter by the pitch. He wants a challenge. He says, where's that gorilla? Bring him down here. have a long beak.
Just what we need. 0-1 count with 2 down, and reached for it and popped it up short. Arias surrounds it and will put it away. Herrera is retired. And again, a 1-2-3 inning. That's the 2nd out of 4 in which Mendoza has retired. The side in order. Mexico on top. I think he's texting you right now.
Got it.
Esteban Quiroz, the big blow in this ball game. He picked it up in the 2nd inning. A home run, his 2nd of the Classic, and good for 3 RBIs. Got it off Petit, the starter. And they got 5 runs on 3 hits in the second inning, and that's what they've got right now with a 5-1 lead over Venezuela. Left-hander's delivery to him. Quiros on a pitch down and away, does not get it. 0-2. Quiros having himself a big RBI series here in the WBC. He's got 5 of them now.
Started off with a deep fly ball to left field that didn't carry. It was caught at the warning track, and then he really put some thunder on his next one.
That ball's going to bounce. Ledesma's got a good job in relief after the start of Petit worked only 2 innings. Ledesma has come on and surrendered only 1 single. He has walked 1, picked up a couple of strikeouts in the 2 full innings worked. Top of the order, Quiros, Urias, and Gonzalez. 1-2 delivery by the left-hander, and that's going to be down low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chance for Mexico, hoping they'll have a big celebration if Team Mexico can pick up the win, which would be their first.
And many of these fans know that after this pool is over for them, in terms of the homeland, it's getting ready for their summer season, which is also a long one, where many players keep their careers alive. They come from all over the world, pretty much. You see an influx of Dominican, Venezuelans, even Cuban players that come here and play all summer long.
It's a very well respected. It's one of only 3 leagues that has AAA status, and it's the only one without a Major League Baseball affiliation, the Mexican League. 2-2 delivery on the way, jammed him. That will be fouled off. So the long-standing league, the Mexican League, founded back in 1925. They play March through August. Have a championship series with the division winners going in best of 7s. Osuna, Vinny Castilla, a couple of names who have come out of that, but there are a lot of others.
Oh yes. And there's been an occasion or 2 where once that season is over, some major league teams have plugged over, signed a guy for the September run.
Yep. Quiros waiting on it. Fouls that one back again. He's giving you one of those at bats, forcing a lot of pitches from Ledesma.
That was pitch number 7 this at bat alone.
He had 9 pitches when he hit the home run.
So he timed everything. He saw everything from Petit, and certainly he understood. Here's a pitch sequence against Petit, who gets ahead on this one. Great pitch. Fastball. Now he's 0-2, and now let's go to work and find out some pitches. Time you see the spin, get that foot down on time, lay out the breaking balls, and then connect for the big home run, 3-run home run to right center field.
He's repeating that at bat as far as the pitches are concerned so far. 2 ball, 2 strike count on Quiros. Ledesma's delivery to him, and he is going to take it full. A 3 ball, 2 strike count. Obviously, he's seen everything from Petit when he hit the home run. Now he's seen everything from Ledesma.
And coming from that side, from the lefty, is not bothering him at all. I expect a big swing here again.
3-2 delivery on the way to him. Quiros will draw the walk. And yet another leadoff walk. Second walk, Ledesma has surrendered in the 2 innings plus that he's worked.
This is important for Mexico, and certainly they have the right guy leading up the inning. You have to have offensive continuity. One big inning, and you cannot go out there and become dormant. Great job by Quiros. Now keep Mickey quiet over there.
Good luck. Leadoff man on. Luis Urias stands in at the plate. He has grounded out and flied out, as Mexico will try and add to the 5-1 lead that they have in this must-win game for them.
Not opposed to trying to bunt down on a Prado who's been banged up by some foul balls.
Little lob toss over to first. Urias is only 19 years old. He's already played up through AAA ball, San Diego Padres, 229 minor league games. outstanding hands in the field, and he's put up the numbers at the plate. Won a batting title and an MVP with a .330 average, 120 games in the A-ball in the California League.
They're going to sacrifice here.
He squares, and not a good bunt. Caught on the fly. Chance for two, no. Couldn't get it up and back. Good play, though, made right there as Miggy came in. Cabrera. Reyes got it up in the air, and they get an out.
It's a great read there by Miguel Cabrera coming in. He sees the bat shown early. He is charging, and with that barrel drops, of course, it is tough to keep that ball out of the air. But Miggy, securing the baseball, and quickly takes a look to see how far the runner at first base, Quiroz, had veered off. I think Miggy's like, you know what, enough running, man.
He almost beat out a double play. Now he's charging in from first base.
Running down a foul ball.
Yeah, he's got the legs going here in this game. Here's Adrian Gonzalez. He has flied out, drawn a walk. 0 for 10 now in the Classic. One away, and the pitch is away for a ball.
Well, we saw Adrian choke up a lot his last at bat before walking and doing a better job tracking the baseball. He is due for something big out of that bat.
He has appeared in all 4 World Classics. He's one of 21 players who can say that. 1-0 count. That ball is timed pretty well. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Quiroz read it. He'll make a turn. Going to go to third. Inciarte will get it back in. And Mexico covers the corners. Base hit Gonzalez with one away.
It was a matter of time. He knows how that feels. They've been around first base for a long time. Proven big league hitter. And timing. And seeing a slider but staying on it. And that makes a big difference. Just by being on time with your foot, staying on the baseball, and being able to, with your eyes, track down what your barrel is supposed to do, marks a difference there.
A real chance now for Mexico to be able to add to their lead, and because of that, we'll have a visit to the mound again. That is going to be hit number 5, picked up by Mexico in the ball game. Roberto Espinoza, the pitching coach.
Oh, he's always very stern. He is always very loud out there, with the veins popping out of his neck.
Phil Ledesma's got a jam to work with here. He's got Laird coming up. Mexico has gone 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position in the game. 7 for 22 coming into this game in the previous 2.
And if I'm Ledesma, I have enough fastball where a guy like Laird with a looping swing cannot beat me with the off speed. I have to go out there and challenge him.
Laird is coming off a great season in Japan. He led the league in homers there and was the MVP in the Japan series. So he's coming off an outstanding year of baseball in Japan for Brandon Laird. He's walked and scored, hit into a double play. 1 down, double play depth in the infield. First and third, pitch is a strike. Laird has had a couple of hits, 10 at bats, 1 RBI so far in the games played here in Mexico. 0-1. It's a big at bat. We're in the 5th inning. Venezuela's not shown a lot of offense yet, and any more runs put up by Mexico will make that a steeper climb for Venezuela. Down low. Sedino's stopping it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, warm-up action in the bullpen. Herrera this time up. First time he's been up tonight. Runners off first and third. Here's the 1-1. He puts it in the air to left field. Pretty good. Wood turning around looking. Goodbye. Home run. How about that? Brandon Laird delivers a long ball. A 3 RBI homer and an 8-1 lead for Mexico.
As advertised, the big boys are coming through, and this is only saying thank you very much for throwing the off speed, because with that looping swing you see on the follow through, it plays right into the hands of that swing path by Laird. And of course, the guys setting the table up for him deserve a lot of this credit.
Well, they get it done. Quiros with a walk, the single by Gonzalez, the big celebration by Mexico. Their second home run in this ball game. They had only 2 home runs in the previous 2 games. They've got 2 in 5 innings in this game, and Laird delivers. That'll be fouled back by Verdugo. Has picked up a single, a run scored, and he is struck out. And a little bigger breath for Edgar Gonzalez.
Gary, each run crossing the plate could play a huge role in how this whole thing develops.
One of the tie-breaking figures that's looked at is the runs surrendered over 9 innings played, for each inning played. And that may come into play if we end up with Mexico winning this and have 3 teams with 1 and 2 marks. One of those 3 will be eliminated, and that is the number they'll look at. How many runs did you give up?
For that average of runs, remember, Puerto Rico's games are taken out. In other words, it's all against the guys that you are tied with, if that is the case.
3 other teams that you played in the pool would be Mexico, Venezuela, and Italy. 3 ball, 1 strikeout. 3 more runs in here in the 5th inning, and again a leadoff walk. Leadoff walk in the 2nd inning when they scored 5 runs. Leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. They have scored 3 so far. Swing and a miss on that, and a 3 ball, 2 strike count on Verdugo. Petit gave up the 3-run homer to Quiros. Ledesma gives up the 3-run homer to Laird. Somewhere Earl Weaver is cheering.
Oh yes,
3-run homers.
Love it.
That's what win games, said Earl. Pitch on the way and a tapper off the end. Escobar will make a running throw here and record the out. 2 down.
Wonder how the inning would have changed had the bunt attempt been successful.
Yeah, who knows? I saw one of the things you can never say in baseball, even though it's repeated. We're going to get a change here. You hear sometimes people say, well, if he'd been able to get the bunt down, then you would have had ABC. In baseball, you can never say that.
Never.
You never know what would have happened on the ifs. So that's going to do it for Ledesma. He will leave after giving up the big home run here in the 5th inning to Laird. It is now an 8-1 lead for Mexico.
With keeping the scent, well-known player here in Mexico.
So it'll be Tejolis Guerrera coming on for the 2nd time in this Classic. He did not have success the first time out. No part of an inning. Gave up 4 runs, 4 hits. That ball will go into center field in the very first pitch he delivers. Amador's on with the 2nd hit. He's had a double and a single in 3 times to the plate. That is hit number 7 for Mexico.
Well, they've put together 2 very good innings, and they've only gone down quietly in the 1st inning. With Petit throwing only 10 pitches. After that, a much better hitting plan and certainly plenty of execution.
They are on a roll. First ball game where they have shown their strength, and at the plate now, leading it 8-1.
It's a prime example as to you score early and you're able to relax. It happened yesterday with Venezuela. It took them a while to beat Italy, but they scored early and they were able to go out there and continue on that flow. Happening here tonight with Mexico.
Efren Navarro at the plate with the runner on at first. Navarro will walk, a run scored, and he is flying out to center field. And that pitch is going to be taken down low. Third pitcher to be used by Venezuela in the ball game tonight. 27-year-old from Venezuela. Played with the Angels 44 games this past season. 3-0 with a 3.21 ERA. 2-0 delivery on the way to him. That's going to be up high. Not a good follow through. Spun around on that one, and the count goes 3-0.
If there is a strength for Deolis Guerra, is that he is very effective against left-handers because of that changeup. To use that changeup, he's got to go out there and get ahead of hitters.
Efren Navarro, 3-0 count. See if he takes here. Amador off first base. Nope, goes after it and drives it to the gap and drives it hard. That ball's going to go all the way to the wall on a hop. It'll play right off the top. Rounding third and staying there is going to be Amador. It is a double for Navarro. So the hits keep on coming for Mexico, and they've got two more in scoring position.
Continuing to swing the bat so well. 3-0 counts won't matter because your manager's going to say, I trust all of you guys. He played enough baseball to stay with it. What a great piece of approach and hitting and result there by Efren Navarro. He went down and got a baseball that was heading towards the dirt on a very favorable hitter's count, where you see most hitters trying to do one thing with get the green light, pull the baseball.
Yep. Saw the hand go up by the outfielder Herrera, saying a fan had touched it, but they did not call that, and it ends up at second base, and probably wouldn't have changed anything anyway because Amador was not going to score. So two in scoring position. That's big blow. And here's Cruz. He's got one RBI sac fly, and he is singled in the ball game. Infield is staying back. The off-speed delivery is swung on and missed. There are two down here, and the fans from Mexico have had a lot to cheer about here in this ball game. Not so for Venezuela. 0-1 pitch on the way to him. Check swing. Did he go? Nope. Doug Eddings down at first base, saying he did not go around, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
One thing that Deolis Guerra needs is to see more hitters, right-handed hitters, come into that part of the plate. Something traveling across, not only up and down with a fastball changeup combo.
1-1. Leads at second and third. Cruz grounds that one. Runners coming home. Play is going to go to first. They will get the out, and that will do it. But another big inning as they pick up 3 here in the 5th, as Laird comes up and picks up his first home run of this WBC, and a big important one with Quiros and Gonzalez on ahead of him. And now Mexico's increased their lead to 8-1. Telecast presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Inc. may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Gary Thorne, Jose Mota, great to have you with us. Mexico trying to get their first win in this pool play. Cool night, 66 degrees when we started, but a beautiful evening. And the pitch is taken for a strike. Alcides Escobar leading it off for Venezuela. They need some runners, and they need them right now. Escobar is flied out. Mendoza's done an unbelievable job. The 33-year-old veteran, a run on 2 hits. He has walked 2, struck out 2. The 2 hits both came in the 3rd inning. They were back-to-back. Altuve and Prado got him.
Gary, he's been around the zone just enough to have these anxious Venezuelan hitters think it's going to be around and more hittable pitches, and before you know it, it's just starting out.
0-2 the count. Out of this pool, Puerto Rico's already going to the next round 3-0, but the other 3 teams in it are still waiting to see who's going to go as the 2nd seed out of this pool. All depends on tonight. It is foul back, out of play.
There it is once again.
Yep.
And Mendoza, at age 15, was already representing Mexico in the national team. So think about how far he's gone back to wearing those flags and carrying those colors.
He's carried the ball club tonight, pitching-wise, because that's where they've had a problem in their losses. 10-9 to Italy, 9-4 to Puerto Rico. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and that will be up. Escobar, a couple of hits, 9 at-bats in the Classic.
As he mentioned earlier, now Mendoza traveling as a globetrotter and pitching in Japan. But interesting the way he got signed is scouts came to see Luis Cruz play in a tournament when they were 15 years old. And before you know it, the mom says, well, all of a sudden my son's pitching, and I see scouts start bringing in and taking out their radar guns.
He got a hold of that one. That'll be driven into the corner. Escobar on his way to second base. Played by Navarro back in. So Escobar delivers a leadoff double, just their third hit, and they get the leadoff man on base for the first time tonight.
Alcides Escobar pretty much providing the presence of a leadoff hitter, and got something in, and it's not exactly what Mendoza wanted to see out of that pitch. It just did not have the effect down that was needed.
And that may be it. As we'll have a visit to the mound, and the applause being given up right here by the manager, and well deserved for Mendoza. He will leave to a great hand from the fans here from Mexico.
Did it also on their home turf, and hoping that even though the record could be different, that they can do it again.
And here is Carlos Torres, his second appearance of the WBC, workhorse with the Brewers. Inciarte with a runner on at second base, and he will take the pitch for a strike.
This is where we think Mexico has the advantage on paper, and it is pretty much the pitchers and the arms they have available parading through all the way until the ninth inning. Hopefully this time it will work.
Inciarte grounded out his first time up. He'll take the fastball for a strike. That was 92. Torres appeared against Italy. In Italy's 10-9 win, Torres worked an inning. He had 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Inciarte 1 for 8 here in the Classic. 2-strike count on him. And a chopper to keep the at-bat alive. Torres, 34 years old. Talk about being a workhorse. He is in the National League last 3 years. 204 appearances, 8th most in the National League over that period of time.
He knows he wants the baseball, wants to work. He has the ability to bounce back and provide really so much comfort for his managers.
2-strike count again. Inciarte delivers. That's going to go into the gap in left center field. Nobody's going to catch that one. It'll take a hop, bounce off the middle of the wall. Escobar will score. Inciarte goes into second base. Back-to-back doubles here in the 5th inning. First RBI of the Classic for Ender Inciarte, and that will make it an 8-2 game.
Well, Gary, it appears that it could be an advantage for you, but we saw what happened in their first game with Mexico, having a comfortable lead, I would say, quote-unquote. So the arms available are mightily important experience-wise. And here's what they have out there still, and so many recognizable names. And Nuño, and Gallegos, Oliver Perez, Sergio Romo, Salas, Sanchez, Soria, and of course, Osuna.
Well, let's see what happens here. You saw that lead disappear when they played Italy. You don't want to see it disappear here. Chirinos at the plate. He takes a big cut and fouls it back. He drew a walk, scored in the 3rd inning. 8-8-0 now for Mexico. 2-4-0 for Venezuela. Keep in mind, Venezuela is the home team in this game, which could come into play here if they're able to chip away at the lead.
It certainly came to be a factor against Italy, as many of the fans were stunned going home. Wait, game is over. We're home.
Stepping out of the batter's box, Chirinos off second base. Inciarte with a double. A 0-1 pitch on the way to him, and a roller down to third that will go foul. Torres gets ahead of him on the count, 0-2. Fans remember Every time a run is scored against Mexico, it gets fairly quiet.
I'm right with you. They don't even want to think about who's available. They just want outs.
Yeah,
forget the names. Just get some outs. Get
27 of those while you still have that lead, please.
It's good to see Salvador Perez. You can see him there in the dugout supporting his teammates.
Popped up first base side. Gonzalez right on the line now in foul territory. Will put it away. So there's an out. Rinos is retired. One away. Salvador Perez, if you missed it earlier, he has stayed here. Did have the examination today. No structural damage to the leg or knee. Expects to be back within a week and a half to 2 weeks playing for Kansas City. So that's great news.
Great news. Inflammation, and he says, I am staying to support my team. Eventually, yes, I'll make it back to the medical staff with the Royals. But he also mentioned how it happened. He says, you know, these things happen in a baseball game. It could have happened in spring training. Okay, so let's leave that alone.
Got his leg caught underneath his own teammates. Buterra's body on a play at the plate. One down. Runner remains at second. Here's Altuve going after the first pitch. Left center field. Navarro coming over. So is Verdugo. Look out. Play by Navarro, who will get it back in. So the left fielder gets the fly ball off Altuve's bat. He's 1 for 3. And more importantly for Mexico, there are now 2 down. And Inciarte is still out there at second base as they chat in the outfield about who calls off who.
Usually you'll see that countdown for the outs begin more naturally around the 7th inning, but for Mexico it starts at this very moment.
And Prado will stand in. Base hit RBI in the 3rd inning. 4 runs batted in so far in the Classic for Martin Prado. Inciarte still out there at second. 2 down. A little turnaround. Nobody over there to cover the bag. Pitch on the way to him. That will miss inside for a ball.
It's exactly what Prado does not want to see. Anything near that front foot. He has hit 3 foul balls off of his lower left leg today.
So Torres is going to go right in there. Begin. That one fouled away, got it out a little bit. And a 1-ball-1-strike count.
There's so many things that you can play in the mind games, and hitters don't want to see that. They don't want to see the baseball near that area because it's painful. As Greg Maddux used to say, the guys with a long and low crouch just hold the baseball.
Yeah.
Because those legs are gonna get heavy. So all those things you got to recognize and use to your advantage.
1-ball-1-strike count. Again, the step off and step out. Any little edge, you're going to take it. 1-ball-1-strike count on Prado. That's going to be hit hard to center field. Turning around, Verdugo going back, not going to get it. That'll score Inciarte, and that'll be a ground rule double. So we've had 3 doubles in the inning. Prado delivers that one. 2 RBIs in the game, 5 in the Classic. And Venezuela's chipping away. It is 8-3.
At this point, you have this part of the lineup that you're hoping just to keep the inning alive somehow, because you keep chipping away, and 1 swing, 2 swings away from really making it interesting here against Mexico. And so far, Torres just has not been able to get some good swings and misses, or to get good locations out of his fastball.
Yep. And the fans a little restless here on the Mexico side, because here's Cabrera. He's hit into a double play. He's flying out to center field. Cabrera with a 2 for 9, 1 RBI so far for Miggy. 0-1 count on him. 5 hits on the board for Venezuela. Venezuela now 2 for 5 tonight with runners in scoring position, and they've got another one out there at second base. Tried to get around on that and fouled it off.
Yes.
Rally caps already.
Yes.
In this case defensively.
There's concern. Oh yeah.
0-2 count with 2 down. Cabrera lifts it. That's going to be a base hit. That'll be an RBI. Prado will make the turn. He'll score easily. Cabrera comes through his second RBI of the Classic. And it is now an 8-4 game.
Well, solid job by Luis Mendoza in getting them to this point. But the well-advertised bullpen is causing many concerned looks here for the fans in Mexico.
And we'll have another visit to the mound just to chat about it at this point, as Venezuela's making things a little uncomfortable. In fact, a lot uncomfortable for Mexico right now.
And it's Miguel Cabrera involved right in the thick of things again. And for Miggy, having the ability to just turn things around and put the pass behind quickly. Grounded into a double play to end the third inning.
Yeah.
And he comes here, 0-2, gets something that perhaps it's considered a good pitcher's pitch, but Gary, with those mechanics Miguel Cabrera possesses, he can spoil many good pitches, and he has throughout his career.
At that time, Rigoberto Beltran went out, the pitching coach, to have a word with Torres. Torres just having no luck here in this Classic. It'll be 3 runs in on 4 hits here in the inning. 3 doubles. Escobar and Ciarte and Prado. Now the base hit by Cabrera. 8-4 lead for Mexico, and here's Gonzalez. Carlos Gonzalez, a strikeout, a ground ball out. Shift on in the infield against him, and the pitch in there for a strike. He thought it might have been inside as he looks back.
Well, perhaps Rigo Beltran said, Carlos, you know what, let's find something else. Let's start mixing up from off speed and getting these guys to start guessing a little bit more and not score the baseball as they have here so far.
0-1 the count. Gonzalez watches that one. It will go away. Count goes to 1-1. So Venezuela's made it a ball game now. 8-4, and we're only in the 5th inning. Long way to go. They got Mendoza out of there. He'll be charged with 2 runs on 3 hits at his starting performance. Chopper that'll go to second base. Cruz has got that one. He'll make the flip to first, and that will do it in the inning. So for Venezuela, they will pick up the 3 runs, doing it on 4 hits. They'll leave 1 on base. And we completed 5 with Mexico's lead now at 8-4. Earlier, Mexico had to qualify to get here.
Yes, and they did it at home. Mexicali Oliver Perez, who is also part of this team, gets the last out against Nicaragua, and they move on.
And now they're trying to move on again. This time a little tougher, trying to win their first game here in the pool as they come in 0-2. Venezuela 1-1.
I do love the idea, Gary, of the qualifiers.
Got a glove, a hat, a sash.
Coordinated with those great colors of La República Mexicana.
King of Mexico, right there. Rio up will take the pitch for a strike. Well, Guerrero's job now on the mound to hold down this team from Mexico. They've had big innings, 5 runs, 3 hits in the second, 3 runs, 4 hits in the 5th. They sent 8 to the plate in the second and the 5th inning. Rio will take the pitch outside. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Kiddo's top of the order on deck.
Pardon me, sir, but talk about those qualifiers. Mexico did it. I saw the surprise in Panama when Brazil beat Panama in Panama, and also Israel. How they got in after losing the previous qualifier when they lost to Team Spain.
Then some surprises. Israel, Netherlands. 2-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way. That's going to go in the hole, and that's a base hit. So he's 1 for 3. Rio gets on and turns the order over.
You're right about Israel still playing great baseball as they move on to the next round.
Now, who's going to move out of here besides Puerto Rico? That's the question. And who's going to pitch is the other one. Bullpens will be active most of the way the rest of the game. Omar Vizquel on his way out. He wants the baseball as he's going to make the change right here. So we're in the 6th inning. A leadoff man on. Quiros coming up. 8-4 Mexico. 2/3 of an inning at a strikeout. Did give up a home run though. 1 run, 1 hit in that ball game. And a strike taken. Runner on at first base. Nobody out. Quiros, who delivered a home run in the 2nd inning, a 3 RBI shot, his 2nd homer of the Classic. He's also drawn a walk and scored and flied out to left field. They're expecting a bunt. Prado is moving in at 3rd base.
I hope he doesn't bunt.
Yeah. And just fooled.
The way he's been swinging the bat throughout this whole tournament, the way he's seen the ball, the way he's driven the ball. Do not waste his bat here.
Rondon throwing some heat that time down and in. Quiros has got 5 RBIs in the Classic. Here's the 0-2 delivery to him, and that's going to be outside.
And that home run that Rondon came in and gave up came of Mets prospect Brandon Nimmo on a breaking ball in the outer half down in the zone, and Nimmo deposited way over 420 feet to center field.
1-2. Rondon's delivery, and that's going to be a base hit into center field. At second base, Correa will stop. Inciarte will get it back in. And Mexico looking to get back. A couple of those runs picked up by Venezuela. First 2 on here in the 6th inning.
Quiros on base now 3 times. The home run, 3 RBIs, the walk. He scored, and now comes from behind on a pitcher's count. And Rondon not able to make the pitch, and of course Quiros has been ready for anything here tonight.
So 1st and 2nd. I think we got a pinch runner down there at first base, did we not?
Yes, we do.
Quiros is coming out of the game, and Roberson is on. We have seen Roberson involved in previous 2 games.
Not sure that I like this move unless there's an injury involved that we don't know about. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still too much game left to lose that bat, and the spark that Quiros has provided for me so far here.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting move. Jose Castillo warming up in the bullpen for Venezuela. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Arias, the youngster, is 0 for 3 in the ball game. 1 for 4 in the Classic so far. Now Rondon and his defense looking for a bunt. Prado 3rd, Cabrera 1st, both that moved in.
Yes, bunt him.
And no bunt on that swing. Arias with a strike. Now we'll see whether or not that changes.
If you don't do it 0-0, I hope you don't do it 0-1 with a guy throwing this hard, because remember, Arias already failed a bunt attempt when he popped it up to the first baseman back in the 5th inning. At this point, just let him hit. Quiros appears to be fine, but at this point I can see the speed and maybe the defensive issues playing a role here for the manager, Gonzalez.
Not bunting, and a strike taken on the outside corner at the knees. So Rondon comes in, goes right after him here, and gets ahead of him. 0-2. Gonzalez waiting on deck for Mexico. They'll play back now, obviously, with a 2-strike count at 1st and 3rd. Arias, the 0-2 delivery to him, and a chopper back to the mound. It'll go by. Escobar 1, no relay. Little roller over to 3rd base goes Correos. They get Roberson at 2nd base, and Arias reaches on the fielder's choice.
Smart, athletic, instinctive major league play there by a good shortstop. That's Gold Glove flashing on the play, on the instincts, and a big out there from Escobar to Altuve. Not an easy play. You got to make a decision so quickly. Show it to your guy at 2nd base and make sure you don't compromise him as to throwing that ball in the inside part of the bag. Good job, Alcides from La Sabana in Venezuela.
And another pitching change. So the matchups coming now. as Omar Vizquel makes his way back out. Rondon faces only a couple of hitters and gets one out. So Jose Castillo, runners on at first and third, only one out. And Adrian Gonzalez is at the plate. Mexico trying to put some more on the board. And the pitch taken away for a ball.
Adrian Gonzalez knows Gary very well. He's going to be seeing a steady diet of sliders and the fastball only for show. Career .272 against left-handers.
Picked up a base hit and scored in the 5th inning. Lines that one down the line, left field, over. Diving catch made. Herrera, runner will tag and score from third. So a sac fly and an RBI. Carrillo scores from third base, and it is a 9-4 game and an RBI for Gonzalez.
It's all coming together slowly but surely for Adrian Gonzalez on the way he is seeing the ball, the way he's stung the ball today, and a good play by Odubel Herrera. A good athlete making a magnificent play on a ball that perhaps he thought it was going to carry a little bit more. But look at this approach. He is landing on time now and driving the way that Adrian has done it throughout his career.
Runner is already down to second base. Arias goes back to first. 2 down, runner at first base, but a big run in here in the 6th inning. Laird talking about key hits in this game. 5th inning. Picked up his first home run of the WBC this year. Good for 3 RBIs. He has walked and scored and hit into a double play. He now has 4 runs batted in the 3 games here in Mexico. Jose Castillo, timeout asked for at the plate.
He's got a big arm. Those 49 strikeouts in 40 innings in the minor leagues, and a pretty good ERA, just over 2.
Castillo's delivery, and that will be in there for a strike.
Will be 92 to 95 miles an hour.
9 runs, 10 hits for Mexico. Pitch taken away. So they really putting on some offensive numbers here in this ball game tonight. And despite the 3-run 4-hit inning in the 5th for Venezuela, they came right back and have answered. You get one back.
It is so important to have the ability to continue adding on.
2-1 delivery on the way. In the air, right field, over near the stands. Gonzalez over, ball drifting back a bit towards him, and he will put it away and make the catch. And that will do it here in the 6th inning, but a run is added on a couple of hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Mexico, a must-win game. They lead it 9-4. Martinez, known for a big bat, and an 0-6 with everybody on, launched one. And that's the kind of numbers that they need to put up here, Venezuela, to get back into this ball game against Mexico. And here he is, but this time nobody on as he'll lead it off in the 6th inning. And there is Vidal Nuno on to do the pitching, and that will be down low for a ball. Torres worked an inning in relief, charged with a couple of runs on 3 hits. Mendoza, the starter, 2 runs, 3 hits, and now Nuno. Venezuela will have Martinez, Herrera, and Escobar up, and time dwindling for Venezuela. Strike taken. Mexico wins. We'll have 3 teams with records of 1 and 2. Puerto Rico's already going. We will end up looking at the tie-breaking scenarios, as there would be a playoff game tomorrow night between 2 teams, but which 2 of the 3? That's where the tie-breaking numbers come in. Boy, that one was scorched right through the box, went off the side of the mound. And Martinez on with a leadoff single here in the 6th inning.
So Gary, let's try this. Italy has allowed 20 runs in 19 defensive innings. Venezuela so far has allowed 19 runs in 16 defensive innings. So that margin for Venezuela is really growing thin at this point.
Yep. Still got a long way to go in this ball game here in the 6th inning. Hernan Perez has come on to be the pinch hitter for Herrera. Nobody out, runner on at first base, and the pitch will be taken for a strike by Perez.
Good looking player right here. The abilities he has to cause a little distraction for the opponent, and he can really run.
Hernan Perez has had only one at bat here in the Classic. 0 for 1. Runner at first, 7 hits on the board now for Venezuela. Nunez delivery, and that is going to miss the left-hander. Outside with it, and a 1-ball 1-strike count. Matchups being considered by each manager now on both sides, pitching wise, and who comes to the plate. Ball put up in the air, second base. Cruz back, will put it away. 1 down.
And then you have to have the ability to say, well, I can look at matchups, but also who do I have available?
Yeah.
And who's going to be the outs?
Nitty-gritty time in this one. 1 down, 6th inning. Martinez remains at first base. Alcides Escobar coming up. Escobar double in the 5th inning. 1 for 2. He's had 3 hits, 10 at bats here in the Classic. Nunez delivery to him is a strike.
Understand, as we have had to educate ourselves, that availability throughout this tournament is not based only if a guy threw yesterday or how many pitches he threw. Is he tired or not? It's about eligibility because of the pitches that he threw.
And right through the hole that was left open. Escobar's got a base hit. Down to second base goes Victor Martinez. Cruz had moved over towards second base, so he had the big hole between first and second and enough bat control to drive it that way. So he's got a base hit. He's 2 for 3 in the game.
Yeah, Alcides says, vamos, let's go. It's our time. Got to keep believing. What a spark he provided for Kansas City in their championship run a couple of years back as a leadoff hitter.
So Vidal Nuno in a bit of a problem here. He's an off-speed pitcher. See a lot of breaking balls, changeups. Inciarte has had an RBI double and a run scored, 1 for 2. Inciarte will take the pitch for a strike. Ender Inciarte, 8 hits now for Venezuela. First and second, 1 out. Hole here is between third and short, with Arias over covering at second base, trying to hold Martinez tight. Nunez delivery outside. Good stop made that time. I don't know how Carrillo got a piece of that. He had the glove coming down over the baseball. That's tough to make a catch on.
These are some of the tough things that you face when you have so many arms parading through the mound. Guys that you're not familiar with.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike count. You can see the tension in the stands on both sides. In the air, center field. Robertson going back. Runners are playing it halfway. He'll make the catch. Inciarte is retired.
Now surprised by that type of contact by Ender Inciarte. .319 hitter last year against left-handers.
Robertson is playing center. Verdugo has moved from center to right, with Quirdos coming out for Robertson as the pinch runner in the 6th inning.
Carrillo trying to get more familiar with Nuno, visits the mound, and certainly he knows he's got to make better pitches than he's made here so far.
Robinson Chirinos coming up. A walk and a run scored in the 3rd. He has popped out. First appearance in the WBC in this game, as he is on doing the catching. And Salvador Perez out with the injury. 2 down, 2 on. And a round on it, fouls it off outside of third base. Well, Chirinos trying to add an offensive flavor to the game now. A lot of pensive faces.
They still want to believe and continue to cheer.
Loma Vizquel hoping his team can have a major comeback in this game.
He seems pretty relaxed.
It was 5-1, was 8-1. Now it's 9-4. Mexico in the lead throughout. Torino's waiting. That'll catch the outside corner for a strike. And he's behind here 0-2.
Pretty good sequence as they went in off the plate when Chirinos spun and pulled it foul. Now they go out having Chirinos thinking inside again, and they nibble and catch the outside third.
Step out in the batter's box. Chirinos, the 32-year-old from Venezuela. 0-2 delivery to him. And he takes advantage of it. He's going to put that one in the gap. Martinez will come around to score. Escobar at third will be held. It'll be a long single and an RBI. Well, he gets it done after falling behind in the count, and it is a 9-5 lead for Mexico.
Joey, while you start inside off the plate and you fell off and then you see something running away, it makes you more aware of what you need to do as a hitter on covering each one of those thirds, but also it makes you even a better hitter on mistakes made out over the plate. That's what happened here. Right over the heart of the plate. That breakable just got too much of the white.
Well, Venezuela continues to put some runs up on the board here. Big 2-out RBI. Runners at first and third. Martinez coming across after he led the inning off with a single.
It's good to see Victor running that well, too.
Yep. And here's Altuve. Jose Altuve, a base hit, 1 for 3. He is 3 for 11 in the Classic.
Gary, they want to believe. They want to believe.
And right now they want a third out. 10 hits for Mexico, 9 for Venezuela. Altuve watches that one. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
There's a true pro right there of a hitter. Goodness, he can hit from both sides.
1-1 delivery on the way. Altuve with a big cut. Not going to catch up to that one. It was up and in.
He's trying. 24 home runs last year, and he tried on this one. Got spun around and tightened up too.
Venezuela now 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position. 1-2 delivery. That'll go to short. Long throw to get it over to first base. Not in time. Runner is safe. And there's no replay. Altuve beats it out for his second hit. And they've got runners at first and second as Altuve avoids the third out. And a run scores Escobar, and it is 9-6.
Hustle all the way, and for a young player on a very close play at first base, it's the rush and the speed of the game all of a sudden when you start playing with this quality player. It's just that he did everything right, and just a slight sail up on that throw is enough to take something away from the throw itself getting in there. And Altuve, even though he's running, he really turned on the jets, man.
Oh, he can go down the line in a hurry. Argument was made. Edgar Gonzalez went down to first base. Doug Eddings, who made the call. That close. Boy, what a big play that is. Now Gonzalez is going to come out to the mound with Nuno pitching.
Amazing what happens when the umpire and you clearly see the glove in front of him. You see the glove going up. Different view.
Yep, different view. That is going to be it for Nuno. So Nuno comes out of there. Another big inning. 9-6 game. Venezuela still with an out to work with in the inning. Romo, now a Dodger, on for his second appearance in the Classic. Runners on at first and second base. There are 2 down. 9-6. Mexico on top. Venezuela trying to add to it right here. Prado waiting on it. Will take the pitch outside for a ball. He already has 2 RBIs in the game on a double and a single.
For reference, at the big league level, Sergio Romo against Martin Prado. 2 hits and 12 at bats. That is a 167 average.
Romo, the highly emotional closer, reliever, 34 years old now. Inside, and the count will go to 2-0. Romo has appeared previous game, facing only 3 hitters in it. Gave nothing up, retired all 3 on balls put in play against him. Chirinos on at second base. Altuve's on at first. 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's going to be outside. So Romo goes 3-0. Torres, the first reliever, 2 runs, 3 hits in an inning. Nuno, 2/3 of an inning, allowing 4 hits, responsible for the base runners. And so far, 2 runs.
And competition has been way too much so far for the Mexican bullpen.
Now the Venezuelan fans up and at him, being urged on by the dugout. 3-0. He's taking all the way. It is in there for a strike.
And he's not giving. Romo says no automatic fastball here, as he spun one at 77 miles an hour.
Each team has picked up 10 hits in the ball game. They cheat in behind the runner at first base, Gonzalez, because Altuve's a mile off the bag. That pitch is going to load him up. So Romo comes on, first batter faced, he walks. Mexico needs to stop the slide here. And here may be the biggest at bat of the ball game. Bases loaded, 2 down. And the gods of baseball will that we should have Cabrera coming to the plate. Miguel Cabrera, base hit, RBI his last time up. 1 for 3 in the ball game, 3 for 10 in the Classic. Romo with the sacks full behind him. Barrett takes it inside for a ball. He's not found the strike zone. 5 pitches, 1 strike. Delivery on the way. Cabrera takes that one. That is there. And 1-1.
So part of the plan for Miguel Cabrera. Gauging. Speed, number 1. Arm angle. And, of course, he knows what he's going to see. And it's not going to be fastballs to test him out.
Romo with the 1-1 delivery. Cabrera takes it. It's inside.
It's going to be fastballs just to show him. Led by Herbert, Solarte, and Felix Hernandez. Keaton Felix having a great time. Along with Martin Perez.
Count goes to 2-1. Cabrera waiting way outside. No place to put him. And a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
He knew that was coming. He has been looking for that pitch. Tracked it so well, there's no chance of a swing and miss there.
Chirinos is at third, picked up a base hit. Altuve an infield single on at second. Prado with the walk is on at first. 3-ball, 1-strike count. And Miguel Cabrera. And Romo's pitch to him down to third base. Play anywhere for an out. They go to second and get it. Flared over to Cruz, and they get Cabrera to end the inning. But Venezuela able to cut into it as they add a couple of runs and make it a 9-6 ball game. A disappointed Miguel Cabrera with the bases loaded, hitting into the fielder's choice to end that inning. But a couple of runs added, 9-6. Castillo remains on the mound, and Mexico will try and add to it. Verdugo at the plate. as we go to the 7th inning. 1 for 3 in the ball game for Verdugo. Here in Jalisco, the state of Jalisco in Mexico, the capital of the state, Guadalajara. This is their ballpark. And what a WBC set of games they have seen.
Hernan Perez stays in the game in left field. He came into the game for Odubel Herrera.
That ball will go towards the middle and under the glove. Verdugo's on with a base hit as Escobar could not get it.
Well, and what could be the moment and highlight for Mexico, it will be this pitch sequence of Romo not giving in against Miguel Cabrera, just working the count, trying to find what is he going to go to. Is it going to be the fastball to show me? Not that slider. He got into a great hitter's count, and it was the slider he was looking for, but Romo was able to get enough off of it and separate the one he had thrown before to get Miggy to roll over it off the end of the bat. That is good pitching.
And another meeting at the mound. Through 6 for Mexico, 9-11-0. Venezuela 6-10-0. Mexico got the early lead, 5 runs in the 2nd inning. Then they went in the 5th and got 3 more. They had a big 8-1 lead, but Venezuela answered with 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Try and get back into this thing. A lot of dancing going on here. A lot of pensiveness involved in it for the fans of these two teams.
Now we finally get to feel this booth rocking a little bit.
It is full house on hand here to watch this ball game on this Sunday night. It's after 11 o'clock local time.
In other words, the party's just getting started.
Exactly. Restaurants are just opening up. The runner on the first base. Amador up. Amador's had a double, a single, an RBI, and a run scored.
Boy, they need a big swing from this big man right here.
He has had 1 home run, a couple of RBIs in the Classic. Outfield will play him deep. We've had very little breeze here in the game tonight. There have been a few showers that have gone by with a couple of sprinkles, so the air has been a little heavier and the ball's not carried as it has in the previous games, including this afternoon's game, where Puerto Rico beat Italy 9-3.
I love this. Let it fly. Just a little bit of that tailing action, enough to offset his barrel position. The ball beat him a little bit too.
A 1-ball, 1-strike count. Look over to first. Lefty's delivery. Another big cut right straight back into the screen.
Fastball 94, really not allowing Amador to find that extension he needs. At least to pull, because to go the other way, as we found out early in this ball game, he does not to get extended.
Verdugo off first base, held by Cabrera. 1-2 delivery. That'll be up high. A lot of interested eyes watching this game. Italy hoping for a victory by Mexico. Keep their hopes alive of staying in and maybe a play-in game tomorrow night. USA is waiting to see who the second team's going to be out of this pool that they'll play in the 2nd round. These two teams trying to get the job done. And a strike taken. He was not looking for that pitch, and Amador's called out. First strikeout picked up by Castillo.
So Gary, I know where you're taking me here. So listen to this. The next earned run Venezuela allows, and they lose the game today, they will be eliminated.
Say that again.
Unless they win the ball game. Repeat, the next earned run Venezuela allows and they lose the game today, they will be eliminated unless they win the ball game, which will take care of business. Now, because that will be the 20th overall, which is the same as Italy. But Italy has allowed and only allowed 17 earned runs. The next one for Venezuela will be the 18th, so that is another tiebreaker within the tiebreaker explanation.
And it must be an earned
I'm done.
Run. Well, that whittles things down. We're slowly whittling this thing down. Pitch is taken inside for a ball. Venezuela's facing that as well as trying to get back into it. The answer to them is win.
So the many Italian fans listening and watching this game, you understand a little bit more. So do we, just a little at a time.
Infante up in the bullpen, big cut, and didn't get a hold of it. Efrain Navarro at the plate. Navarro a walk, a run scored. He is doubled, and he is flied out. He's got a runner on at first base, one away. We are in the 7th inning. Mexico 9-6. They've had the lead throughout. 5 pitchers used by Omar Vizquel for Venezuela so far. 1-1 delivery on the way. Fought off the other way. Count goes to 1-2.
She believes. She's smiling. One of the few smiles we see with a Mexican hat. So she believes.
Hey, you're up by 3.
Fine one.
Up by 3 in the 7th. So better than the other way if you're cheering for Mexico. Tried to wait on that. Will foul it away.
I think she'll feel better if we go out there and explain this whole formula.
Exactly. Go
right
right ahead.
Oh, there's your boy.
My boy.
He's a little worn out though.
The Gorilla's been very active.
He's
This has been a
tired.
substantially longer game than he wanted to work, I think. So he's taking a break up there in the seats.
He's going, hey, let's make a deal here.
Where'd you get that mask? How much that cost? How many pesos?
What's the exchange?
20-1. One ball, 2 strike count.
Deal done.
And a swing and a miss. Kept it down and away. And Navarro trying to hold up, could not. 2 consecutive in the K department for Castillo.
Good stuff shown by Castillo for both sides of the plate. And he really has found a consistent, efficient, and really wipeout release point for this slider.
Another pitching change as the matchups continue. So Castillo will come out of there. He'll be responsible for Verdugo, who picked up the single and is on at first base. But there are 2 away with Cruz coming up to the plate. 7th inning, Mexico 9 and Venezuela 6.
Italy allowed 17 earned runs. And the next one that Venezuela allows will be, or could be, their 18th. They're hoping that does not happen.
Gregory Infante out of the bullpen as the matchups Omar Vizquel continues to make in this game. He has appeared in a previous game. They worked only a third of an inning and retired the batter that he faced. We have seen grinded out games throughout this pool play in the WBC. These teams have really gone at it, and this is another one. I mean, we got a long way to go in this game, and we're in the 7th inning, but you get a feeling Lord only knows what's going to happen. Here is Cruz, runner at first, 2 down. Pitch to him, over the top, misses. Cruz has had a sac fly, a single. He has grounded out 3 RBIs in the Classic so far.
This calls for you to find something that you can drive.
Long set, and the pitch will be taken outside. Castillo worked an inning and a third, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. He is responsible for the base runner Verdugo, who got the single to lead off the 7th inning.
Twice Verdugo has attempted to go, but twice he's been stumbling. Just cannot get comfortable with that first step.
2-0 count. Not a particularly big lead down there. Not going. And the pitch is going to miss down low. So Infante falls behind 3-0 on the first batter he's facing.
And it's a good point by you, only because if you're a manager, you give him the green light first 2 pitches. You see him hesitating, stumbling like that, you take it up. This guy has no idea, no chance. I cannot take that chance and take the bat away from Cruz here.
No, you really don't want to do that. Omar Vizquel, saw him walking around over there in the dugout. He's trying to continue to figure out what these matchups potentially could be as the game goes along. Here, batter by batter, taken all the way and walked him on 4 straight. Now that's not what he wanted out of Infante.
Absolutely not. And for Vizquel, it took him 9 different pitchers to get the win against Italy. 9 different pitchers.
He may do that here to get a win.
If he's forced to, he's got the arms to do it. He's got to use them.
Espinosa, the pitching coach, again will make his way out. 2 down, 2 on, runners at first and second base. Grillo's going to be coming up. He's trying to settle Infante down, make sure they get him on the page they want him on as to how he's going to work here.
Yeah, Espinosa's got a strong voice, man. He wants to be heard. He wants to make that message as clear as possible. There's no hesitation. There's no confusion, because it's not even involving the catcher. It's pitching coach right to his pitcher. He's very passionate about his kids, he calls them.
A man with a stride and a stopwatch.
And many strings.
Yeah, let's see what they can do with it here. 2 down. 5 walks have been surrendered by the stream of Venezuelan pitchers in this game. Grillo comes to the plate. He scored 6th inning, picking up a double. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game and 2 for 7 in the Classic. Verdugo at second base, Cruz on at first, and the pitch is inside. Every important runs. The way this ball game has gone, as we've repeated, you cannot get enough.
180 feet away is a potential earned run against Venezuela.
1-0 count. Monte's delivery, and that's going to catch the plate. Not much question about that one. Mexico has gone 3 for 6 with runners in scoring position in this ball game. They have stranded, see, 2, 3, 4, 2 of those in scoring position. Venezuela has stranded 7 in the game, including the bases loaded in the 6th. Foul back, that's the one he wanted.
Hoping to see that pitch back. Love that aggressiveness. He's right on this pitch. Just enough movement to not allow him to square it on the barrel.
Jose Carrero at the plate. He's doing the catching. And he's trying to pick up an RBI. He doesn't have one yet in the Classic. Limited at bats for him. Verdugo's getting a giant lead at second base. They're not going to try and hold him there. They don't want to give any ground in the infield. So Verdugo wandering a third of the way down towards third. He'll be off, of course, on contact with 2 away. 1-2 delivery on the way is going to be inside.
You know, something else is really important that comes into play in middle infielders. Catcher, everybody has to be aware of is the lead the runner at first base is getting. He's got a great lead, gets a good jump, then you got to forget about the force play, which might force a longer throw from one of the infielders, especially, of course, coming from the left side.
Cruz has him getting a big lead as Cabrera is playing back. Just missed. That's the way these games have gone. When you can go 3-2 with runners on, we've generally gone 3-2, and do it again here with 2 down. So the runners will be in motion here in the 7th inning. (9-6) Mexico on top. (3-2) delivery on the way, and he walked him, and they're loaded. Consecutive walks by Infante, the 2 batters that he's faced.
So now that all-important potential 18th earned run allowed for Venezuela is only 90 feet away.
Staring down at his chart, Omar Vizquel. Now here's interesting. Quiros would have been in this spot as the leadoff batter who delivered a home run in the second inning, but he came out for Chris Roberson for a pinch runner in the sixth inning.
Which just seemed to me way too early. And Quiros had by far the best at bats, one after the other.
So we'll see how this plays out. Roberson up. This is his first at bat in the ball game. Pitches down low, and Torinos has had enough. He's going to go out and try and break this.
Tell you what, they're taking some pitches that are just near the border of the north-south or the strike zone, and they just are not even attempting to swing.
Now Quiros, who was in the ball game earlier, second inning, is when he had a big blow for Mexico. That's his second home run of the Classic. And with the 3 RBIs, he's got 5 in the 3 games played here, but he's out. And Roberson is the man in that spot. 1-0 delivery on the way, bases loaded. That ball down the line, curving, and it is foul. Bring them all back.
Robertson, who plays year-round here in Mexico and has been doing it for so many seasons. And this is where he's found a home.
1 ball, 1 strike count on him. Verdugo at third base, got the base hit, and then Cruz and Carrillo picked up the walks at second and first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got it in. Grounded towards right. Diving. Can't play it. 1-run scores. Throw coming to the plate. 2-run score on what is essentially an infield hit by Roberson. 2 RBIs for Mexico, an 11-6 lead.
So the so-called local kid, Chris Robertson, comes in early in the game. Questioned by one truly, but he really does a great job in answering the bell for his team. And keep in mind, that is another 2 earned runs allowed by Team Venezuela, which plays huge right now if they lose the ball game. But what an attempt by Altuve all the way, and a tremendous base running as we keep talking about secondary leads, Gary, and how mightily it paid off there.
And the cheering from one side. How about that one? Altuve dove and just could not come up with it to make a play.
That is huge. If Mexico wins, Venezuela is out at this point.
2 down, runners on at first and second base, and a strike on the outside corner. Reyes at the plate. The shortstop is 0 for 4 in the ball game. What a big infield hit.
Terrific at bats here after 2 outs.
Yep. 0-1 delivery on the way, taken away. Those walks, oh, those walks. A term used in baseball over the last 130 years. Interminably, oh, those walks. One of them is scored. Cruz got on with the walk. Correa's down at second base. He had one. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Trying to find a third out here. Swing and a miss and a pitch away. Ball bounced away. And the count goes to 1-2.
4 out of 6 walks issued by Venezuelan pitching have landed at home plate.
Man.
So now you talk about the urgency of protecting a lead. They have already had enough earned runs against Venezuela to really seal their fate.
Yep. 1-2 delivery on the way is there for a called strike. So Infante gets it in there for the K, but a big 7th inning. Couple of runs scored on 2 hits, 7th inning stretch time, and Mexico leads it 11-6. Time, fans settle back in for a ball game right now. Mexico's got it in hand with the 11-6 lead. Venezuela gets the advantage of being the home team in this game, so the chance for a last at bat, but they've got to put something up long before they get there. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Romo's on the mound, and he gets it in there for a strike.
Yeah, for Venezuela, they know 3 more opportunities at the minimum means that everybody around the lineup will get 1 more chance.
Yep. Gonzalez is at an 0 for 3, 3 for 11 in the series for Carlos Gonzalez. Shift on in the infield against him. Romo with the 0-1 delivery to him will bounce away. Of the 3 games played by Mexico, the most productive obviously is this one. 11 runs on 12 hits. 6 runs on 10 hits for Venezuela. Right back at you.
Yes, sir.
Old blue eyes.
Everybody with that kind of hat, they always find you, Gary.
They do. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And a swing and a miss on a turnover pitch. Screwball effect on that one, going down and away.
Nice job, Romo. Huge out, and retiring Miguel Cabrera with the bases loaded. Closing out that 6th inning. And stopping that momentum.
One ball, 2 strike count. Romo trying to get the leadoff man out of here. And a check swing didn't go.
Hoping to get Carlos Gonzalez to commit to something even more off of that slider. And here's Cargo loading up and keeping that barrel behind.
Impressive thing, the overall numbers for Mexico, but the fact that Venezuela's put up runs on the board in each of the last 2 innings, and Mexico's come back and answered each time.
Humongous.
Yeah, 2-2 is going to be fouled off outside of first base.
As we talk about runs, and we're talking about the earned runs, as of now, your first tiebreaker will be runs overall, and that's already been surpassed by Mexico on the runs they have scored against Venezuela.
Yeah.
Now, the other issue becomes extra innings. The formula continues.
Let's wait till we get there.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, when we get there. 2-0, 2-strike delivery on the way. That ball's ripped. Base hit into right field. Carlos Gonzalez on a 2-2 count delivers a leadoff single, so he gets his first hit of the ball game here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, and they've got 11 hits on the board.
Once again, to keep it all clean, if the game ends right now, Venezuela will be eliminated.
Yeah. Right now, Venezuela's only way to move on is a win. Right now, they got to win. And Mexico obviously has got to win. Make the other part true. Victor Martinez. Martinez, a base hit, 1 for 2 and a walk in the ball game. Victor's the DH for Venezuela. Romo came on in the 6th, a walk, and then the fielder's choice with the bases loaded, as they was talking about. Will miss with that one and a 1-0 count.
And these experienced hitters become even more vital as the game progresses. They have faced these situations. You have called these situations with these same hitters time after time, and you know what they do? They let the game come to them.
1-0 count. Romo's delivery. Right over the top on that one. And a 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Whenever you hear that expression on any player in tough situations, when they speed everything up, try to make something happen, forcing things. It's total opposite for the successful veteran players. Time after time, they slow everything down.
Jake Sanchez for Mexico. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Romo's delivery to him. Didn't get the call on a close pitch. And the count goes to 2-1 on Victor Martinez. Martinez with Perez waiting on deck. A lot of scrambling going on, I guarantee you, everywhere now. Team Italy's trying to figure out, all right, what if this happens and we get to play tomorrow night again? Who do we have available to pitch? They'll go through that. Somebody's doing that for each of these two teams, just in case.
Correct.
2-1 delivery on the way. Down the line. Headed towards the fair pole. And goodbye. Home run. Victor Martinez, a 2 RBI homer here in the 7th inning. And we grind it on. Make it 11-8. Venezuela comes out. That will pick up the energy level for Team Venezuela.
And Victor Martinez really slows it down around third base. A no doubter from a true professional hitter. Slow everything down, and the game will have a way of coming back to you. Look at this. After missing a sinker around the knees, with the bottom dropped off, Victor got it. He knew it. Got some serious lift out of this one.
What? What a ball game. Martinez right down the line. That'll be his first home run in this WBC. A couple of RBIs for him. First RBIs he's picked up as well.
Yeah, I think Venezuela's pretty much saying, forget all these formulas. Just win.
Yeah, we're not done yet. You got to win this ball game.
Just win, and the formulas won't matter.
So here in the 7th inning, first 2 up are in. And here's Odor, who will pinch hit. Rinette Odor will pinch hit for Perez.
Came off the bench and provided a big lift for Team Venezuela already with a double.
Dangerous hitter. Odor will take the pitch. It is outside.
I mean, look at the size of Odor and look at the log he's got in his hands. That is a big bat. And he is one who swings a big bat with big results.
So the numbers among second basemen. Odor is going to get on. That'll be a base hit into center field. Makes a big turn, forcing the throw in. So the first 3 here in the 7th inning have reached. And now looking to the bullpen the other way. Odor comes on with a pinch hit. Escobar will be coming to the plate, and the potential tying run will be in the on-deck circle.
Oh, before this tournament, you look at the pitching staffs and you figure, wow, Mexico playing at home. Look at the names on that roster, especially on the pitching depth side. And certainly it has been a questionable performance overall from their bullpen.
And here is Alcides Escobar. Escobar, a single, a double, and he is flied out. Romo with nobody out, a bunt that will be fouled straight back. Here's how this game has gone in the middle. Mexico, the visiting team, got 3 in the 5th. So did Venezuela. Mexico came back. They got 1 in the 6th inning. 2 were picked up by Venezuela. 7th inning, Mexico adds a couple of runs. Those have already been answered by Venezuela here in the 7th. Neither team has been able to shut down the other.
Alcides Escobar trying to bunt on his own, as he does so many times in the big leagues. And so many times too, people start questioning Ned Yost, saying, wait a minute,
I didn't do it.
These guys just play the game, and I trust their instincts.
Well, he's trying to get the potential tying run to the plate. He's trying to get on base. Odor at first. One ball, one strike delivery on the way. Jammed him. That hurt. He fouled that one right down on his leg, foot, ankle, and is staying down.
You saw Miguel Cabrera in one of the takes we had out of that dugout. And you know, in his mind is this one more time with the opportunity to get it done. Changeup drops right into the leg, inside the shin.
Oh,
Escobar is not wearing any protection.
That hurt. So Escobar is going to try and walk it off.
He's playing the middle infield on this turf. You know it's going to continue to hurt for a while. A lot of quick, subtle movements and angles to take starts and stops at shortstop. And of course, his legs on the offensive side are a huge part of his game.
Who would have thought Venezuela is now out hitting Mexico? They trail by 3, but they've got 13 hits to Mexico's 12. So Escobar is going to try and stand back in. Odor on at first base, and a 1-ball 2-strike count with nobody out. Romo the look in the 1-2 pitch. Escobar reaching. He's got a hole over there. That's going to be knocked down. It'll be a base hit. Escobar is on with a single, a 3-hit game. He is 3 for 4. Runners on at first and second base, and still nobody out.
Gonzalez, Martinez, Odor, Escobar. Spell success for Omar Vizquel, exactly the way he wants it to go and develop here later in this game. And his leg feels just fine right now.
So that will bring Edgar Gonzalez out, and Romo is out of the game. All 4 in the inning have reached. 2 of them have scored. Venezuela will bring the potential tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Inciarte will be that batter. Enter Inciarte. He's going to face Jake Sanchez, who comes out of the bullpen bunting. Beautiful bunt. No play. Throw to third, and back to the bag goes Odor. As good a bunt as you can have. He was trying to move the runners up. That would have been enough. Instead, he loads the bases up with a bunt single.
Just an instinctive move there by Inciarte, who's got great bat control. And boy, what a better time to go out there and just deaden a bunt on a pitch that ideally for you is perfect. As it's tailing away, it catches the end of the bat to get the spin you need and get that ball to not roll on that turf.
Wow. How about this comeback? Venezuela's now loaded them up. 7th inning, nobody out.
They are a loaded, confident, outstanding team, and they are making it quite interesting, and this is not over.
Chirinos is at the plate. Delivery to him will be in there for a strike. Venezuela has now gone 7 for 12 with runners in scoring position in this ball game. Yet they trail 11-8. Jake Sanchez, 27-year-old Oakland organization. Double-A ball this past year, went 7-5, 3.10 ERA. Averages about a strikeout per inning out of the bullpen. Timeout asked for. Actually by the shortstop that time. 0-1 the count. Chirinos waiting on it. 1-1.
Well, just as relaxed as Omar Vizquel is in that dugout, I think it's passing on to those players, which is great. All the pressure is on the home team in terms of country, but now the home team in terms of where they are with this ballpark and this game.
Yep, Mexico's got to win. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Ow! Caught him right in the back. A tough RBI. Hit by a pitch. Congratulated by Odor as he heads to first base while Odor scores the 3rd run of the inning. And it is 11-9. And they're still loaded. And there's still nobody out.
One that got away, and it's going to hurt, but sure, it's going to feel good knowing what you did to get your team on the board. And they have mighty Jose Altuve as Chirinos takes this one right off the ribs.
So he's got 2 RBIs, a base hit, and hit by a pitch. Altuve, 2 singles, 2 for 4. Rips it down to third. Knocked down by Laird. Comes to the plate. They get one. No relay anywhere. Big out. Laird coming home to cut down Escobar for the first out of the inning. Didn't have time to go anywhere else. Well, the bases will remain loaded with an out.
You get the first out. That's all you want. Secure one. And don't try to do too much. Great reaction here on his left. He gets set to his feet to make the accurate throw. And the catcher Carrillo hangs on just enough with Adrian Gonzalez saying, hey, just hold it right there. Not too fancy.
Prado. Bases loaded, one out. 8th batter to hit here in the 7th inning.
You want Prado up right now.
Yeah, he's got the hot bat. Delivery to him will be outside for a ball. He's already got 2 RBIs in the game and a single, a double. He is 2 for 3 and a walk. He's had 5 RBIs in the series and has picked up 7 hits and 11 at bats. 1-0 count. Prado takes it. Fooled by it. It was 81. He was looking for something a little faster.
Reminder, Venezuela is the home team.
They are out hitting Mexico 15-12, but trail still by 2. Jake Sanchez on the mound. 1-1 delivery on the way. That ball going to the middle. They got a shot at 2. There's one. The relay to first, and they get a big double play. Arias to Cruz to Gonzalez. Just what they needed to end the inning. 3 runs in for Venezuela. They will do it on 4 hits. But Mexico still has the 11-9 lead. Goes on. Mexico up 11-9. Big double play in order to protect their lead. And Suarez is going to come on to do the pitching. There's the bullpen situation for Venezuela.
Crossing out some names, but they still have some pretty interesting arms available. And guys that you can depend on in combinations if needed, Gary, to go on matchups with the lefty righties.
Yep, and that's certainly what they're trying to maintain here. Suarez has appeared in 1 game. He gave up 1 hit and will throw a strike here. Adrian Gonzalez, as Edgar Gonzalez looks on from the bench.
And as the score keeps getting closer and closer, this mathematical formulas keep getting crazier and crazier.
Yep. And all the way to the backstop. Infante worked a third of an inning, charged with a run on a hit, 2 walks and a strikeout. Castillo worked an inning and a third, 1 run, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Rondon worked a third of an inning, 1 hit, got an out. Part of the bullpen work that's been done in this game by Venezuela. 1-1 delivery on the way, and then it'll be fouled the other way. Foul. Gonzalez, an RBI sac fly in the 6th inning. Base hit, scored in the 5th. He has walked and has flied out. Adrian finally getting on the board after he had gone 0 for 10. He got that single in the 5th.
He's been a factor here today, thankfully, for Mexico.
1-2 delivery, fisted, center field. It'll be handled by Enciarte, and Gonzalez is retired, 1 away in the 8th inning.
Let's take a look at Chirinos here.
He wanted that pitch a little lower than what he got, but they got away with it. Here's Brandon Laird. Laird's had a big ball game. 3-run homer in the 5th inning. Walked and scored in the 2nd. 2 for 3 in the game and 4 for 12 in the WBC. 1 down, base is empty. Strike by Suarez on the inside corner.
Laird provides one of those big bats that can really provide a little cushion with 1 swing here this late ball game, and every extra run is certainly welcomed.
Hard to find a cushion in this game, isn't it? Such is taken outside. Deciding the second team to go from this pool is what this game is all about. Puerto Rico's already gone 3-0. They're going. But Italy, Venezuela, Mexico are still in the running. Brandon Laird goes after a pitch that had some dive on it. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Suarez on the mound, a veteran, 26 years old, in Japan. 58 games, 53 innings with a 3.19 ERA this past season. 1-2 pitch on the way, and he'll bounce it. Verdugo be waiting on deck.
And for Omar Vizquel, as the parade continues, it took 9 pitchers to stop Italy in a close ball game. And as you mentioned, Gary, if it takes 9 or 10 today, it is what it is. Yes, all he wants is some zeros to get the offense back in charge.
Another bouncer. Wow, he's trying to decapitate his catcher.
Trying to be a little extra fine. Also, be careful, Quinn Wilcott, a good friend back there.
Sereno's going to take a little walk here after that one got him.
Thankfully, he's got the hockey mask on where he can turn his head and still have a lot of protection.
Good Walcott. The umpire's got both hands up just in case that thing comes through.
Got to give it to the umpires. And Quinn Walcott, Doug Eddings, Michael Ujor, who was from Spain, Santos Castillo. Dan Polino.
As we told you, Jesus Flores has been added to the roster for Salvatore Perez, who is out with the injury. We're going to get a trainer health check here regarding the pitcher, not the catcher, and those last 2 throws that were bounced. Whether something's wrong here, Vizquel's out there.
Omar had to rush out there, and certainly that's something he did not want to even contemplate right now. Is
got a blister going here?
Have to get somebody out of there. He's trying to just sink the off speed, and there it goes.
There's something wrong with that right hand. I think he's got a blister the way he was rubbing his finger there after the pitch. They want him to try and toss a couple. That didn't look very good.
He's hurting. He is hurting.
Yep.
It could be beyond a blister.
Yeah, you're right. So he's out of there. Cross out another. No, he only lasted for 1 hitter, getting the fly ball out, and a couple of pitches to Laird, and he will come out with an injury. And now we'll see who's next. 64 games with the Angels, 3.45 ERA. You see the 51-15 ratio of strikes to walkouts there. So far, 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout in this WBC.
Oh, Jose Alvarez is not afraid of the strike zone. He could provide Omar Vizquel actually some length if needed, because he could be effective against both right-handers and left-handers. And at this point, you got to get the outs however you can.
Yep. Mexico on top, 11-9, being out hit 15-12 by Venezuela. Count is going to be 3 balls and 2 strikes on Laird, who will come back to the plate and face a different pitcher, Alvarez. What a game, hitting the midnight hour here in Guadalajara. Gary Thorne, Jose Mota, great to have you with us. Pool that has provided all kinds of interesting baseball. Comebacks galore. One of them going on here by Venezuela. And Mexico just trying to hold the fort. Laird stands back in, nobody on, 1 out. 3-2. And a swing and a miss. Well, he gets the strikeout, 2 down.
Valdez Alvarez retiring a powerful right-handed batter, and he's got to go out there looking off speed. He was, but certainly a nice change of gripping, and the way that ball ran out, so he kept tailing out for Alvarez was terrific.
So 2 outs. Side has not been retired in order since the first inning. Ball in the air to center field. Inciarte's got it. They're retired in order here in the 8th. Verdugo on the fly ball out. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Venezuela coming up trailing by 2. Jake Sanchez remains on the mound to face Cabrera, who will lead it off in the bottom half of the 8th inning for Venezuela. He was the only one who did not come to the plate in the 7th. Base hit, RBI. He's hit into a fielder's choice, a double play, and flied out as well.
We'll go out there and welcome this Miguel Cabrera leading off the inning.
So Cabrera will be followed by Gonzalez and Victor Martinez as Venezuela tries to continue the comeback trail. 1-0, and the pitch is taken down low, and a 2-0 count to Cabrera. Mexico has got to win this to keep any hopes alive to go to the 2nd round. Venezuela wins this, they will be the 2nd team out of this pool.
That's all they're looking for. Win it and forget about any other mathematical formula. Just win and move on.
2-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way. That's going to be outside. He's being very careful here. Sanchez nibbling away at the corners on this at bat. The count goes to 3-1.
I prefer that he goes out there and challenges him. There's a guy coming after him. It's not easier, and you want to see him with somebody aboard.
Carlos Gonzalez. He didn't, and he walked him. So Sanchez surrenders the walk, a leadoff walk in the 8th inning. And the potential tying run will come to the plate, and Edgar Gonzalez will come to the mound, the skipper for Mexico. Romo was charged with 3 runs, 4 hits, and a third of an inning. Nuno, 2 runs, 4 hits, 2/3 of an inning. Torres, 2 runs, 3 hits, and an inning. The bullpen has done nothing to help out here for Mexico. Pitching change. Is Oliver Perez, 35-year-old veteran, his 4th WBC appearance. Numbers with the Nationals. And now, with a runner on at first base and nobody out, he takes on Gonzalez. Carlos Gonzalez will take the pitch for a strike. Once again, Venezuela has the potential tying run at the plate, down by 2.
And they have enough thunder to quickly make those walks count for them.
They've scored 8 runs in the last 3 innings. 0-1. Not a big lead at first. And that will just miss. Carlos Gonzalez watching one go by. Got a base hit in the 7th inning and scored 1 for 4. Carrillo, the catcher that time, set up pretty far away from the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Big kick in the delivery will be chopped to third. That is a foul ball. So Gonzalez will come back with a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Carlos Gonzalez has only faced Oliver Perez 1 time in his career through Major League competition. Strikeout, and on another plate appearance, got a walk. Miggy doing what Miggy does, and that is somehow one way or the other helping the offense by getting aboard and drawing a walk at a crucial time.
One-two count. Gonzalez broken bat. There's 1. He's got to put a tag on here, and there's the double play. Boy, was that scary. The barrel of that bat is in shallow right field. It went right through the conglomeration of players where that ball was hit. Fortunately, didn't get anybody. There's a big double play.
Shattered bat, and it seems like the catcher Carrillo took a piece of it himself. He'd be intended to, but boy, what a huge hit. Here's the extension that Carlos Gonzalez could not get. As that bat snapped. Now watch the barrel roll close to Miguel Cabrera. Well executed double play by Adrian Gonzalez. And Miggy in no man's land.
Yep. Boy, that's a big double play. 2 down, takes that leadoff walk off the base pass.
Huge. Whew.
And brings up Victor Martinez now with the bases empty and 2 down here in the 8th inning. Turns his back to the hitters, gets it in there for a strike. Don't know if you saw in that replay, but there was a sliver of that bat, a substantially sized one, that almost caught Carrillo, the catcher. It stayed right there at the plate in the air. Man, seems to me we've had so many close calls, these ash bats that shatter into pieces.
In just the last 2 years, there's been significant improvement.
0-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be foul back. So Victor Martinez down on the count, 0-2. As Oliver Perez tries to get out of this, facing only 3. A lot of folks are going to be late for work here in Guadalajara tomorrow. 0-2 the count.
Well, they want the happy version of late to work because they want to celebrate a W.
Yeah. It's down to 56 degrees now, dropped 10 degrees since we started. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
In case you're wondering, regular season, Victor Martinez over 2 against Oliver Perez. As the countdown begins to trickle down to who is going to be on the mound for Mexico to try to hold it.
Fans bundle up pretty good. Victor Martinez waiting on the 1-2. Perez delivers to him, and that'll be way outside. A lot of arms and legs coming at you with Perez on the mound.
Oh, yes, you do. And he is not afraid to go out there and invent, to make up something just to throw that deception. There's one of them. Slight pause. That's about as normal as you will see him deliver a pitch right there.
He sometimes turns his back, sometimes doesn't, sometimes holds the leg in the air, sometimes doesn't.
And he will also quick pitch once in a while.
Victor Martinez, 2 ball, 2 strike count. Homered his last time up. And the off-speed pitch had him fooled. He reached out and bats it away to keep the at-bat alive at 2-2.
That's an excellent pitch right there by Oliver Perez. Odubel Herrera out of the game, but certainly quite happy to be part of the squad and to be cheering on the bench.
Victor Martinez is out of 2 for 3 and a walk in the ball game. Thinking about what might come here with a 2 ball, 2 strike count. There's the 2-2 delivery to him. Pops it up, foul territory. Adrian Gonzalez, no play, 3 rows back.
Well, we need to put a timer at that delivery there. He must have had that leg in the air for about a full second.
No delivery's ever the same, is it?
Just eternity for a batter waiting and going, wait a minute, when is he going to deliver the ball home?
Throw the ball.
Oliver is a beauty. He is a survivor of the game. Look how long this takes. Victor was right on it, though.
Pretty good balance, huh?
Nice yoga move.
Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, or 2 down, nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th. Mexico's led throughout. They're still up by 2. That ball drilled in the air to left field, but it's going to stay up. Line drive caught. Navarro over to get it, and that will be it. Martinez. That'll be it in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. The game's still up for grabs. We go to the 9th. Football game here in Guadalajara as the temperature cools down in the early morning hours of a Monday local time. Yafid Amador coming up. Amador with power. He's had an RBI double, scored a run, 2 for 4 in the ball game. We're in the 9th inning. Mexico batting, trying to add to their lead. The home team Venezuela will get one more shot at it.
Boy, what was the temperature drop? About 15
from this
degrees?
Afternoon it did.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's dropped 10 degrees since we started the ball game. That ball on the big cut's going to be fouled back up overhead. Mexico has suffered 2 losses. 10-9 Italy, 9-4 Puerto Rico. They're looking for the first win, and will it be enough to move them on to the second round? That's the question. There'll be lots of calculating going on.
And Venezuela says we have another chance, and we want to just silence everything and get a W and move on.
Yep, they win, they go to the second round. Fouled away on a jam shot right there, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Not many fans have departed. A few have left, but most have stayed on hand. Jose kind enough to tell us there's going to be a fireworks display after the game.
You know the ones that you think have left? Yeah, they left for the party behind us right here.
Well, that's probably true.
Yeah.
And there's certainly nothing wrong with that. Amador again fouls that one back. Game has gone on long enough where the concessions, which will be open after the game, are going to do exceedingly well.
We may have to make a stop there too.
Always that chance. You never know. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Amador, Navarro, and Cruz, 6, 7, 8 in the order. Got Odor playing third base now. Prado, who is playing thirds, out in left field. They changed that inning ago when they were making some changes. One ball, 2-strike count. Left-hander Alvarez on the mound, got 2 outs in the 8th. That ball's fouled back again. Now he's trying to get the outs here in the 9th inning. One and 2.
So Luis Juarez is on the on-deck circle.
We will get a pinch hitter for Navarro apparently. That's going to go towards the gap. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And Amador is on here in the 9th inning. A 3-hit ball game for him and a leadoff single in the top of the 9th.
Is there the speed on the bench they need? Yes, they do. They have it. This is the time to go out there and get some legs.
Anything that could be added here, and he'll get a big hand as he leaves.
That is well deserved.
Manny Rodriguez will come on to run for him at first base. Amador out.
Great night for local hero Yafid Amador.
Manny Rodriguez has been in games here in the Classic. So he takes over the DH role, but what really matters here is spring speed.
Beautiful leverage swing. He actually tucked in his front elbow near his big body and able to get the barrel out on times when you see a lot of guys get beat.
That's how strong he is, huh?
There's an idea about hitting and getting the barrel out, as does this man right here.
Luis Juarez coming to the plate. He's a pinch hitter for Navarro. Navarro had a double. He was 1 for 3 in the ball game. Juarez will have to wait as the throw over is made to first base.
Manny Rodriguez has been quite jumpy since he took the field, and He's probably been running in those tunnels for about 3 innings.
Yeah.
Waiting for this chance.
Wondering when his chance would come.
So here it is, son. Just try not to get picked off.
Juarez has had a couple of hits and 4 at-bats in the WBC. Second throw. Juarez stands out, checks down the line at third. See what the signs are here. Pitch will miss for a ball.
Well, you want somebody who's won a batting championship here recently, and that is Juarez, standing there 364 average. The reigning Mexican League batting champ. Short stroke to the baseball. Very good low ball hitter.
1-0 delivery to him. 1 ball, 1 strike count to Juarez. 11-9, Mexico leading. Venezuela's out hit him 15-13. Venezuela's had the potential tying run at the plate a couple of times in the ball game and not been able to get it in. Now Mexico's trying to extend the lead here in the 9th.
And Venezuela is the home team.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and the heater in 2-1. Everybody looking.
It's a time here where you cannot afford to miss a sign or be confused by something that you think you saw, but it's not there. Play it safe.
Javi Magallanes, third base coach. 2 ball, 1 strike. Delivery foul back. So Alvarez will get it evened up on the foul ball at 2-2. He wanted that one. And the question is whether or not Rodriguez would be running. I certainly would think not. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Extends the lead at first by perhaps half a step. Not going. That's going to go to center field for a base hit. Played back in by Enciarte, and the first 2 are on in the 9th inning on singles.
He can hit. He can flat out hit. And he was not on the original roster for Team Mexico. But boy, we have this knowledge of the strike zone, quick approach, short approach. The way he handles a big league pitcher, that is admirable. Manny, a lot of jumping around as of late. Get to the second base.
Yeah. That'll bring Omar Vizquel to the mound, the skipper for Venezuela, who has worn a path trying to find the pitchers who can get the big outs for him. He's going to discuss things here as they are there with Edgar Gonzalez, the skipper. No pitching change here. Alvarez will stay on. Runners at first and second, nobody out. You got Cruz coming out, number 8 hitter, then the catcher, Carrillo. Do you want to try and bunt? Do you want to move him up in a scoring position?
I do not take the bat away from Luis Cruz right here to have my number 9 hitter come up. Would not do it.
Cruz has picked up a base hit. He's walked and scored. He's had a sacrifice fly RBI in the ball game as well. There's nobody out. They'll play in at first and third. Cabrera really in at first base. Swinging away in the air to left center field. Runners will tag. Prado makes the catch and throws behind the runner into second base. So Cruz retired on the fly ball out, 1 away.
That runner's going to be at third base. I mean, think about what your outfielder just did. He was thinking, I'm not going to let the guy from first to second base get there, but I'm going to give him third base.
He played it halfway, never went back to the bag.
That is a base running mistake.
It's Manny Rodriguez, the pinch runner.
Got a tag. This ball has enough lift, and you have the outfielder going to his side and going back. And Prado says, I don't care about what you do from second to third, but from first to second, you're not tagging. That was a free base.
Wow. One down, still first and second. Jorge Carrillo up. Doubled and scored, walked, struck out, fly down.
And by the way, Prado played it right.
Yeah.
At least thinking about the secondary runner.
And he is not a particularly strong arm in the outfield. Pitch on the way will be in there for a strike from Alvarez, trying to maneuver his way through the ninth inning after the first two reached on singles in the ball game. Carrillo's had in the WBC 3 hits in 7 at-bats. In the 9 spot, Roberson, leadoff batter, on deck. The 0-1 delivery by the lefty in the dirt. Chirinos makes the stop on it. Six, 7, and 8 will be due up for Venezuela in the bottom half of the 9th inning when we get there. Will the score still be 11-9? Look back to second. Another one put high in the air to center. Started in. Has to back up. Runner will tag here. Catch made by Inciarte. His throw will come into second base as well. Had he been at third, that would have been a run. But he's not.
We mentioned the ifs in baseball, right?
Yep.
There's no guarantee what was going to happen after, but certainly you take your chances doing. I wanted him 90 feet closer. You can see Bobby Magallanes on him about the previous play.
So there are 2 down, first and third now.
This one, of course, much deeper, longer run for the outfielder. And Inciarte, same thing. Hey, let's get that ball over to second base. So Venezuelan outfielders have both played it correctly here this inning.
2 down. Roberson, the leadoff batter, came through with an infield hit and 2 RBIs in the 7th inning.
Boy, what a big hit that was.
I guess it's the difference in the game right now. Came on for Quiros, the starter in the leadoff spot as a pinch runner.
5 RBIs out of the leadoff spot for Team Mexico tonight.
First and third with 2 down. Roberson waiting on it, and the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Mexico 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position tonight, trying desperately to add 1 more at least here in the top of the 9th inning. Omar Vizquel hoping the matchup holds the score where it is. Shallow right, called for and put away. Good job by Alvarez as Gonzalez makes the catch. First 2 are on, but neither score. Can Venezuela do it in the bottom of the 9th? 9th inning, we have seen Italy come back in one of these situations against Mexico. They scored 5 runs without recording an out against Mexico to come away with the win. Mexico has seen this. Now they got to stop it as Venezuela bats in the bottom of the 9th. Mexico up by 2. 11-9. They're on top. Odor will take the pitch. Odor delivered a single, scored a run in the 7th inning.
And manager Edgar Gonzalez has the matchup that he thinks is the appropriate one here with Perez against the lefty hitting Odor.
Run at Odor. The 1-0 delivery to him, and that's going to be foul back. That'll be out of play. Now things can still change regarding who's going to move to the second round. It's 11-9. Mexico leads. If it stays 11-9 and Mexico wins by that score, Venezuela will be eliminated, and it will be Italy and Mexico in a play-in game tomorrow.
That's the way it stays as of right now.
Yep.
At the moment.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Timeout had already been taken. Middle of a windup. Perez didn't like it.
He's not very happy about that. Neither is Edgar Gonzalez. It could be not just that the umpire called it late. It's not necessarily that. It's just if you're one of those pitchers that does not pick up the target until late, well, guess what? You're not going to see the sign until late.
Yep. That was a timeout asked for by Odor. And that could be a little cat and mouse going on here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike count on him. Odor takes it, strike in the inside corner. No argument on that from him. And it is 1-2.
Even if he swings at that, he's going to hit it foul. Great location on that slider by Oliver Perez.
Oliver Perez trying to be the one to get it done. Sanchez worked an inning, gave up a hit, had a walk. He's the only reliever who didn't give up a run. Perez has not. 1-2 delivery on the way. La la la. How did he ever foul that off? Man, oh man.
What a delivery and what a swing. Look at Odor. Go ahead. Throw everything at me you want. And look at this. Right on him. It's beautiful.
It is, isn't it?
That's Latin American baseball at its best right there.
1 ball, 2 strike count on Odor. Escobar waiting on deck. Little chopper. He's got speed. Perez up. Makes the play and records the out. Odor retired. 1 away.
Even a 1-3 is not easy in this ballpark and in this game.
Nope. With Odor running.
Seemed like Perez had a little bit of trouble getting it out of his hand, and he gets the job done. But look at this. Thankfully, it is turf, and he gets a true hop.
That will be it for Perez. He works a solid inning and gives up nothing. As Edgar Gonzalez goes out to get the matchup that he wants with Escobar. Due up, 1 away, 9th inning. Mexico leading it 11-9. Well, Roberto Osuna, as expected, has come on. Puerto Rico knows they're going to the second round. If Mexico can hang on to this lead at 11-9, they will be the other team to go.
This young man wanted the baseball as soon as possible. Here is his opportunity.
That one line, that's going to be a base hit. It'll go into the corner. Escobar will make a turn and stay. He is on with a single. He's had a 4-hit game. Escobar a double, 3 singles. And with 1 away in the 9th inning, again, Venezuela's going to be bringing the potential tying run to the plate in this ball game.
And the word again comes to play here because Osuna has not been able to get away with anything he's thrown home so far. Again.
Amazing. Osuna, of all people, in the appearance that he made, gave up 5 runs on 3 hits. And the pitch will be up. Inciarte at the plate. He's already had a double single. Run scored, RBI, 2 for 4.
He's got a beautiful swing suited for any type of pitching.
Inciarte with a runner at first base. Escobar being held by Gonzalez. Inciarte will take it. It'll be up high, and the count goes to 2-0. Venezuela wins. They are the team to come out of this pool as the runner-up.
Can't blame Osuna. He's trying to be as fine as possible in trying to find a corner on that two-seam fastball.
Boy, Inciarte's got to be looking for one right here. Osuna with a 2-0 delivery. There for a strike. Took a little bit off
yes,
that.
He did.
At 89.
And at 89, found a nice release point with a little cut fastball at 89 right at the corner. That shows you a lot of trust.
Roberto Osuna. This is the position they wanted him to be in. 2-run lead, 9th inning. Swing and a foul ball. So he comes back after the 2-0 count to even it up 2-2 on Inciarte.
That shows good knowledge of what he wants to do. And by not being able to find him with a fastball, he goes to a couple of short breaking balls, and he's got the count even. He even took more off of that last one at 87.
What a ball game. Mexico's led throughout. They get the lead early, and they've been able to hang on to it. And they hang on to it for 2 more outs. Inciarte will step out. Osuna came off the rubber. Outfield very deep. No doubles D. Near the bottom of the 9th inning. 2-2 delivery on the way. Wow. Did he go? No. Santos Castillo down at third. Did not go around. 3-2. Ooh. Check swings are the tough calls. 3-2-1 away. Escobar, will he go at first? He does not. And the ball is fouled away. Not going to take a chance on a strike him out, throw him out double play here.
Especially now that you have a little velocity.
Yep.
You know, Osuna's got a very quick motion towards the plate.
Fans just like all of us wondering, now what? 3-2 delivery again. Runner not going. He walked him. Oh my Lord. Cheering on the on deck batters. Inciarte as he heads down. Now the potential winning run is at the plate, and somebody's thrown out. I think it's Gonzalez. Edgar Gonzalez just screaming at Quinn Walcott, the home plate umpire, and he's been tossed. Why not? We've had everything else here.
He's going out there and making a point and standing up for his pitcher on the mound and for the rest of his teammates.
And now going to try and calm things down a little bit here as Rigoberto Beltran, the pitching coach, will come out. Runners at first and second, bottom of the 9th for Venezuela, 1 away. Chirinos, the number 9 hitter, will be coming up to face Osuna.
And Chirinos, an interesting story that keeps developing. He's only in the lineup tonight because Salvador Perez is hurt.
So he moves into the starting catcher role because of that, and he's delivered. So there's the home plate umpire saying, quiet down. And there he goes.
Looks like he gave him a couple of quick warnings.
Yep. So Edgar Gonzalez tossed, the manager from Mexico.
I'm looking for Chirinos trying to get something he can pull here.
1 away. That one was by him before he swung.
Chirinos wants to know if that pitch was around the zone.
Yep. Sometimes the umpires will answer that, sometimes they won't. 1 strike count. Escobar at second base. Inciarte's on at first. Chirinos has had a single, a couple of RBIs. One of them came when he was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. Fans, of course, now are all over Quinn Walcott, the home plate umpire, and every call made. Osuna's got the sign. Big lead at second. 1-1 delivery on the way. Fouls it back. And Osuna gets ahead of him 1-2.
There's no doubt he went right back to that fastball. He's lived it as a big leaguer, but never this intense in the month of March for Roberto Osuna.
What an intense ball game. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Altuve on deck.
Just like Odor did, and trying to disrupt the timing and get in the pitcher's head. That's what Chirino does here.
Adrian Gonzalez comes in. He's called for the catcher to come out and meet with him. And Arias, the shortstop, will join him. This is a conference that Gonzalez wanted.
Just a hitter passing on information on what he sees from a hitter to a pitcher.
Whatever it was, Gonzalez raised his hand, said timeout.
And I can tell you it has nothing to do with where he's playing defensively.
1 ball, 2 strike count now. Delivered to Chirinos. He got him. Adrian Gonzalez, did he call that pitch?
I would not be surprised, because he is the first one approaching Osuna at this moment again on the mound. That is huge. He went right to that off speed, got the spin and got the swing right over the top.
So we are down to Venezuela with 1 out to work with.
Outstanding execution, great finish all the way around.
2 on and 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. Little leadership from Adrian Gonzalez. If the score stays the same and Mexico wins, play-in game tomorrow night will be Italy and Mexico. Altuve fouls it off. One of the game's best hitters now gets an opportunity with 2 away in the bottom of the 9th.
96 RBIs last season for the Houston Astros. 24 home runs. Does not get cheated. And savoring this moment representing Venezuela.
2 for 5 in the ball game. He's had 2 singles and an RBI. Altuve chases. Osuna ahead of the count, 0-2. Mexico looking for their first win in the round robin, 3 games played. And if they can get this out, it will be enough to move them into a playoff game. 0-2, 2 down. Runners off first and second base. Delivery to Altuve is outside. Tried it there again. Why not? One ball, 2 strike count. Delivery to Altuve. In the air, right field. They were playing fairly shallow. Verdugo's got it, and Mexico has come away with an 11-9 win. There will be an extra game. Italy, Mexico tomorrow night to decide the runner-up out of this pool.
And in filling, that support from the fans all night long. Gary, it took a lot of that parade on the mound, but certainly you wanted the young men again and Roberto Osuna to get the opportunity, and he thrives.
What a ball game. This has been a tremendous WBC pool. The games have been exciting, unending lives of their own, just like this game was. But Mexico never trailed in this ball game. They jumped out early with runs, and they made it last.
We're talking mentioned before the game on the importance of the intangibles we're going to have to play with this ball game. You're down 0-2. You have not won a game, and you still have a chance to advance. Something's going right. And then to hit your leader, your face, the guy that carries that flag so heavily, there he is, number 23, Adrian Gonzalez, just be a factor from the first pitch to the last. It's absolutely uplifting for the whole country of Mexico here in Guadalajara.
And Osuna able to come on and finish it off.